You're watching the SEC on ABC, and welcome everybody to ABC Saturday Night Football presented by Capital One. There's nothing like a night game at Tiger Stadium, Death Valley, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, the conference opener for the Florida Gators and the LSU Tigers in front of more than 102,000 rabid fans on a hot and sticky night in the Bayou. Garrett Nussmeier and LSU are 2-0 and ranked number 3 in the country, but they haven't been at their best on offense. The same has been true for DJ Lagway and the Florida Gators, a disappointing 1-1 after a surprising home loss last week to USF. But they believe they have a chance to turn the narrative around very quickly against this LSU team tonight. And Greg McElroy, along with Sean McDonough, they know it's a hostile environment. They know what they're getting into tonight.
They are going to throw some haymakers tonight. Very physical teams on both sides, two tremendous defenses, and two quarterbacks hoping to bounce back in a big way on a big stage.
Florida won the toss and deferred, so LSU elected to receive the opening kickoff of the very dangerous Barryon Brown, the transfer from Kentucky, back for the kickoff from Trey Smack. 5 career kickoff returns for touchdowns for Brown, while a member of the Kentucky Wildcats. That is the SEC all-time record. They hope for a touchback from Smack. And Brown's going to run it out from about 4 yards deep. And good coverage by the Gators. Barryon taken down by Aaron Gates at the 21-yard line. So here comes Garrett Nussmeier, second-year starter, 5th year in the program, 12-4 in his previous 16 career starts, and his coach Brian Kelly told us yesterday, Greg, he's been just okay so far this year.
And he's been dealing with some nagging injuries. They feel like this has been his best week of practice. No limitations on Wednesday and Thursday. They expect him to be very good tonight and decisive throughout this game.
They open in the pistol. Caden Durham moves up to the left hip of Nussmeier and takes the handoff. Running behind a remade offensive line. They had 4 offensive linemen drafted in the most recent NFL draft, and that's still a work in progress up front. 5-yard gain.
And you can expect LSU to utilize just a little bit of tempo tonight. Florida struggled with that last week against USF. They won't go hyper speed, but expect a no-huddle operation throughout most of the afternoon, evening.
3 receivers to the boundary, including Caden Durham, the running back. Nussmeier flush from the pocket. His pass batted down. Broken up by Miles Graham, one of their linebackers and their leading tackler through the first 2 games of this season.
Throughout the course of this game tonight, Nussmeier, when moving off his spot, is going to have to be willing to run the football. He's not a guy that makes a lot of yardage with his legs, just over 100 career rushing yards. If you account for the sack yardage lost, he's got to be willing to take off.
And the Florida coaches think they can get after him. They like their matchups up front. That pass goes through the hands of Caden Durham. Devin Moore in coverage, an excellent corner. And it'll be a quick 3 and out. Forced by Billy Napier's defense. That loss last week at home has him back on the hot seat.
Now number 47.
Brian Kelly, like Napier in his 4th year here, he knows the expectations are growing here at LSU as well. They brought him here to win championships. He thinks he has the team capable of doing that. They've played championship level defense so far this year, in his words. Nice punt by Grant Chadwick, a boomer. Burnell Brown, the 3rd, electrifying freshman. Brought it back near the 40-yard line. They're going to mark it just shy of the 40 at the 39, a 54-yard punt, a 20-yard return. Jack Pyburn, a former Florida Gator, made the tackle for LSU. So here's Lagway, the sophomore, 7-2 in his career as a starter. That second loss last week to USF. Like Nussmeier, he's battled injuries. He's had more of them than Garrett to deal with throughout the offseason. Working with a lot of new receivers, still trying to find a rhythm. His first SEC road start. He's on target, and a nice catch by Vernell Brown III for an 8-yard gain. Tamarcus Cooley knocked him down.
And talking to DJ Lagway, he felt like he was very jittery in the pocket last week against USF. Wasn't decisive, didn't get the ball out quickly enough. Right there, first play of the game, quick game, accurate pass to get him started.
He's completed more than 74% of his passes through the 2 games, but almost all of it's been short. Jaden Baugh, their excellent running back, has the first down by about a half-yard. Bernard Gooden, the stop for the Tigers, who've played excellent defense in their wins at Clemson and home here last week against Louisiana Tech. Giving up just 8.5 points per game. They're showing blitz. They bring pressure. Out wide it goes. VB3, as they call him, wrestled down inside the 45 by Whit Weeks, their outstanding linebacker, the leader of the defense, a preseason All-American.
And this defense really runs through their linebacker core. Whit Weeks, Harold Perkins, who's now moved out to the star position, play a little bit more outside. His versatility on display throughout this game.
Trey Wilson goes in motion, and the officials stop the action.
Previous play is under further review for potential targeting.
Jeff Heiser is the referee leading the Southeastern Conference officiating crew. And Mitch Wilkins is the replay official here in Baton Rouge tonight. And they're looking at a potential targeting, it seems, against Whit Weeks, their best defensive player.
So when I run the AI query, I just get this generic answer. It's like the AI is not even using our data.
Oh, yeah, it's not.
But we have the data. It's on our cloud, it's in our data centers, it's in your hand.
But that's the problem. It's all over the place. The AI can't use it.
But it's right there.
Any business can use AI. IBM helps you use AI to change how you do business. Let's create smarter business. IBM.
Whoa, nobody inside. I already told your buddies. A lot of violations here. Way too many occupants in a single dwelling. 8 exotic animals. That's 8 too many. And I found a pickup truck in the kitchen.
That's on me.
But I just got here.
Back it up, Brooke.
Take it up with the city, fellas!
Team, it's been a grind, but I think I've aged you well. Some might say perfect. Who's ready to show 'em who's the cheesiest?
I woke up feeling the cheesiest, coach.
Cheez-It, official sponsor of the college football playoff.
Drop whatever you're doing right now. The Wendy's $8 JBC meal deal is here. That's 2 junior bacon cheeseburgers, medium fries, and a medium drink. So you better be on your way. Bacon waits for no one. The #1 deal for the #1 bacon cheeseburger, gotta be Wendy's.
With NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV, you get every game every Sunday, all in one place. And that's a lot of NFL. NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV. New users pay less.
With DoorDash Streaks, you rack up weekly discounts, so you win every week. But so much winning energy can be a lot.
That's a lot of winning energy.
Win every week with DoorDash Streaks. Opt in, order every Saturday, build the savings.
Hey, my treat today.
I don't think they'll take that here.
Of course they take Discover. You're stuck in the past. Unlike me.
You look rad.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places nationwide.
Totally. Age is just a number. I don't feel old.
I'm definitely a grandmother, but I'm not a granny.
You know I'm better than the girl of your dreams. Hi, Mel.
Hello.
Well, you can hear the crowd booing while we were away. It was announced that Whit Weeks has indeed been ejected for targeting. That is a huge blow to the LSU defense. First team all-conference last year, preseason All-American, very much the leader of Blake Baker's defense. Brian Kelly said yesterday he's the guy when his teammates need to be picked up, he picks them up. When they need to be calmed down, he calms them down. Here's a quick run. Jaden Baugh ahead for 3, and here's a look at the targeting, and I think they got this right, Craig.
They did. Crown of the helmet to the face mask is an indicator. As soon as he drops his head right there and initiates contact with the top of that helmet, it's an obvious call and just a massive loss for this LSU defense.
He was number 2 in the conference, 9th in the country in tackles. Terrific player, an emotional leader, and out for the rest of the game. Devon Keys has taken his place, a sophomore who wears number 42. DJ Lagway threw it well over the head of J. Michael Sturdivant. And this was a moment ago. Brian Kelly trying to calm down Whit Weeks.
It's a good job by his coach, and Whit Weeks is still allowed to be on the sideline. That's a new change, so his influence can still be felt, but the presence on the field, massive void in the middle of the defense.
3rd down and 8. They're in field goal range. Lagway in his first SEC road start, dealing with the environment. Running out of time, he throws it away. Mansour Delan was coming on a corner blitz, and Lagway saw him at the last minute and got rid of it.
And they just bring pressure right up the middle of the defense. You're going to see some movement. They know they're going to try to knock Florida out of field goal range by bringing pressure around the 30-yard line. Lagway does a good job recognizing it as Delane was unblocked, ditching the throw and still allowing for the field goal attempt.
So here's Trey Smack. He got off to a rough start this season. Went 2 for 5 in the opener against LIU, a blowout win, but he made all 3 last week against South Florida. Plenty of leg. And that one would have been good from Shreveport. 45-yard field goal. And a good start for Billy Napier, DJ Lagway, and the Florida Gators on the road on Saturday night.
When things heat up, you don't just want a cold one. You want the coldest one. The cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged one. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
All the fluffy, flavorful goodness. All the best value. For all your folks, every day, all starting at $7.99. Only at Cracker Barrel.
When life calls for a little peanut butter M&Ms.
Come on, guys, eat your food. Let's go. I want to taste your banana pudding. You taste my banana pudding. It's on. It's on.
I was going to say, will you marry me?
Is my makeup messy? Yes, it's messy.
Save 2 times more for all of life's moments. With the bank that's your ally.
At AT&T, we guarantee our network so you can watch the game together, even when you're away.
Here we go, man. We got it. We got it.
Yes, yes, yes. Go, go, go. Go, 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 go. Yes!
My wife is having a baby.
Staying connected matters. That's why in the rare event of a network outage, you'll automatically get a bill credit for a full day's service. That's all part of the AT&T guarantee.
This game has gotten out of control. All the money, the unpredictability. Yeah. It's time we instate a commissioner.
Introducing the commissioner of coverage, the Aflac Duck.
Gamish, when health insurance falls short, who pays you cash to help with your medical bills?
Aflac. The commissioner has spoken.
I love that duck.
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover with
Aflac. An official sponsor of ESPN College Game Day.
Y'all could ask about it at work.
Capital One cardholders can redeem their credit card rewards for tickets to exclusive events and experiences on Capital One Entertainment. Scan the code to learn more. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Well, Florida arrived here in Baton Rouge off a tough home loss last week. They had won 5 in a row back to last season. They felt like they were heading in the right direction. Maybe it was just temporarily derailed because this is a very good start for Billy Napier and his team.
Excellent start. And the big thing is getting their quarterback feeling comfortable again. And you see a couple early completions from DJ Lagway, get him settled down. Then a really good decision by him on the throwaway to preserve the opportunity to kick the field goal. So a nice start on both sides of the ball for the Gators.
Billy Napier in his 4th year, just 20-20 as head coach of the Gators. That loss has heated up his seat. They won 4 in a row to end last season to send him into this year. Here's Molly McGrath after the touchback.
Well, Sean, things got emotional early in this rivalry game. Players from both teams involved in a pregame scuffle because Florida players and staff felt that LSU players were encroaching in their warm-up space. Afterward, Gators players walked over to the end zone in front of LSU players and fans. Another altercation ensued, and Tigers quarterback Garrett Nussmeier trying to break it up, urging teammates to get into the locker room where he gave a speech saying this is what they want. Do not let them knock us off our focus. And you know they are reiterating that after that targeting call on Whit Weeks.
There was a flag thrown.
The play clock is not running. Please reset the play clock to 25. We will start it on my whistle.
Flag was thrown during that warm-up just to help break up the skirmishes. And the players were warned by the officials before the game and the coaches that there'll be very little tolerance for any of that kind of stuff once the game begins. So second possession for LSU after 3 and out. Nussmeier swings it out wide to Aaron Anderson, their leading receiver from a year ago, and he is again so far this year's 15th catch of the year. Bryce Thornton was there for the Gator defense.
And this is an excellent wide receiver core to the point where Joe Sloan says it's kind of like an embarrassment of riches. Anderson's so good in the slot, but with the additions from the portal of Barryon Brown and Nick Anderson, they really feel like they have 6 deep at the position.
They were a good downfield throwing team last year. They haven't had that as part of their offense so far. Caden Durham, a sophomore, the leading freshman rusher in the SEC last year. He came up a yard short of the first down with Sharif Denson there for a Florida defense that has now held its opponents without points on the opening possession in 11 straight games.
Florida feels great about their matchup up front. LSU, like you referenced earlier, Sean, breaking in a lot of new pieces along the offensive line. They do get their center, Braylon Moore, back, which is massive. But they think they can hold up in the run game, which is a point of emphasis for LSU.
Durham in the pistol, dragged down to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. George Gums Jr., their rush end, made the stop. And it's 4th down and less than a yard. And the punt team's coming on again.
And a great job, too, by Miles Graham running right between the right tackle and the right guard, hitting it and timing it perfectly, forcing the back out to where Gums was awaiting, and a big stop on 3rd down.
The crowd booed when the punt team came on. Last year, LSU went to Gainesville and lost in upset fashion. They went for a 4th and 1 on their opening possession in midfield and got stuffed. And I think Brian Kelly, the fair catch is made after a 45-yard punt, has some concerns about that offensive line matching up against that salty defensive line of Florida.
And with the addition of Caleb Banks in the interior, he believes that that's a guy there that can really take over the game. He had a phenomenal game last year against LSU, so that matchup between Florida's defensive line and LSU's offensive line might determine the outcome of this game.
There's Banks, who missed the first 2 games of this season due to injury. They think he's one of the best defensive tackles in the country. He was a disruptor in that upset win against the Tigers last year in Gainesville. They followed it up with another upset win against Ole Miss to start that 4-game winning streak. They finished at 8-5, but reeling a bit after the loss last week. Billy Napier said they practiced well. Perkins tried to come on a blitz. They picked him up. The receiver got knocked down, and there is a flag. There are a couple of flags in the secondary. Tamarcus Cooley had the coverage on Eugene Wilson III.
Pass interference. Defense, number 0. Ball requested, it's not a foul. Automatic. Push down.
A good call by the official as Cooley's right there, and as Wilson tries to break on the corner, he grabs him, throws him to the ground. An easy decision there by the official to throw the flag.
With Weeks watching, easy for me to say, for the rest of the night. The Florida Gators trying to take advantage. DJ Lagway missed all of spring practice from a throwing perspective with a shoulder injury. Had a core issue, has had an ankle issue. He says he's fully healthy, but he's really had just 4 weeks of practice. Still shedding some rust and trying to get into a rhythm with some new receivers. Jaden Baugh goes out in the pass pattern. They covered him, so Lagway takes off running and gets to the 36 for a 7-yard gain. Stopped by Devon Keys, in for Whit Weeks.
And Lagway's legs are going to be very important in this game. He's not a ridiculously great runner, but he's big and physical. But with the aggressiveness of LSU's defensive front, his legs can keep them on. If they overrush the quarterback, he can take off and make him pay.
He's a handful, 6'3". He told us last night he weighs about 235 pounds. They fake the jet sweep, and it's Jaden Baugh with a first down to the 40-yard line. He's a sophomore, and Brian Kelly said yesterday he thinks he might be the most underrated back in the Southeastern Conference. They think he's one of the best.
He's outstanding. Averages 5 yards per carry after contact. He's a load.
They want to get him more involved in the passing game tonight. He hasn't had a catch this year, but he's capable. They think they can get him matched up on some linebackers. Here comes a corner blitz. They do swing it out to Jaden Baugh. Outside he goes across midfield with a Florida first down to the Tiger 43. Mansour Delane pushed him out.
And just a perfect call, too, because you see the pressure, so what do? Just run a little screen right around it. Throw screens into pressure, and good things happen. You get an offensive lineman out in front and plenty of space for Baugh to work.
17-yard gain, his first catch of the season, just the 5th of his career. Florida on the verge of field goal range at the very least again, leading 3-0. More than 7 minutes gone by.
Got to be ready to take a shot here at some point.
Timeout, Florida.
First charge timeout. Florida. Media.
You're watching SEC All Day, presented by IHG Hotels and Resorts.
Buy one Sonic Smasher and get another free. That's right, buy one hand-smashed Angus beef Sonic Smasher and get another free. It's the dual threat quarterback of burger deals. Buy one, get one free in the Sonic app.
We know tradition. It's what inspires us to make Tostitos the traditional way, starting with whole corn kernels for our masa, crafted for that perfect crunch in every bite, with no artificial flavors, colors, or preservatives. Tostitos. Tradition matters.
Join the more than 7 million adults, like Michael, who've taken Ozempic.
As touring musicians, my type 2 diabetes could have slowed us down, but I didn't let it. I'm Michael from the Warren Treaty, and this is what my Ozempic era looks like. I lowered my A1C, and I saw noticeable weight loss. I also learned some people take Ozempic to lower the risk of major cardiovascular events like stroke, heart attack, or death, and others take it to lower the risk of worsening chronic kidney disease.
Don't share needles or pens or reuse needles. Don't take if you or your family had MTC, MEN2, or if allergic to it. Stop taking and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck or any of these allergic reactions. Tell your provider if you plan to have surgery or a procedure, are nursing, pregnant, or plan to be. Serious side effects may include inflamed pancreas, gallbladder or severe stomach problems, or changes in vision. Call your prescriber if you have any of these symptoms. Taking with a sulfonylurea or insulin may raise low blood sugar risk. Common side effects include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach pain, constipation. Some side effects lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems. Discover the GLP-1 with the most FDA-approved uses. Ozempic.
Big time savings are going on now at Mavis Tire.
It's time to save big with Mavis Tire.
Get your big time savings started early with Mavis Tire.
Get premium service without the premium price.
At Mavis, you can always trust our experts for honest service.
Depend on us to keep you driving.
Dependable people.
Dependable people.
Dependable people depend on Mavis.
Depend on Mavis.
Depend on Mavis.
The Jimenez family are having battery issues, but an AutoZoner helps them find the right Duralast battery. Don't miss the end of summer sale with great deals and rewards, now until September 22nd.
In the zone, AutoZone.
So, do you, do tricks? No, Richard, I'm a genius. I'm not doing tricks for you. Right. Oh, all right, fine. I'll show you one trick. Toss me your phone. Okay, here we go. NerdWallet will compare auto insurance rates for you in minutes.
Yep, just by answering a few simple questions.
Wow, smart. Yeah, it's smart. It's genius, Richard.
Genius, Richard.
Get insurance at a price that works for you. Go to nerdwallet.com.
From Hollywood, it's Dancing with the Stars. Tuesday.
The Taco Bell Live Más student section here at Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge. Only one student section can claim the Live Más student section of the year. Who will take home the trophy? This bunch always has to be in the conversation. Florida leading 3-0. 1st and 10. Gators at the LSU 43. Good start for DJ Lagway. 3 out of 5 for 32 yards. Jaden Baugh running left. There is a flag down at the line of scrimmage. Took a lot to wrestle him to the sideline. Led by DeLon and West Weeks, the brother of Whit Weeks, who will not be playing alongside his younger brother the rest of this one.
Holding. Offense. Number 89. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Hayden Hansen, the big tight end, wipes out a 7-yard gain.
He's on the end of the line of scrimmage and just engages a little too long with Jack Pyburn, former Florida Gator, as ball breaks to the outside.
An emotional night for Pyburn. 29 games at Florida. He's from Jacksonville, transferred here to LSU, playing against his former team. I'm told he's from a family of Gators as well. So a big penalty. That was a big problem last week in the loss to the USF Bulls. They committed 11 penalties for 103 yards. Here comes an LSU blitz. Here comes Baugh in the passing game again. And again, a tough run after the catch. Extra yards to the 44-yard line, where finally West Weeks got him down.
The big key for Billy Napier in calling the plays against Blake Baker's defense is how do you attack the aggressiveness? How do you take advantage of how often they're going to blitz and pressure? So far, screens and quarterback run game been very helpful for the Gators offense.
8-yard gain, 14 of them after the catch, which is behind the line of scrimmage. Here comes the jet sweep. And Vernell Brown III knocked out of bounds by West Weeks. Third-generation Gators, dad and grandfather both played for Florida.
On 3rd and longs, Florida loves to utilize bunch formations with several guys right on top of each other, make it very difficult for the opposing defense to pass it off.
On 3rd and 10. Good pocket and an interception. Picked off inside the 30-yard line by Deshaun Spears.
And a great job by the defender locating and looking and using his eyes. Watch him engage with the receiver initially, and then as soon as the ball goes in the air, he looks backwards. It's a bad throw by Lagway. That ball's got to be deeper. That ball's got to be to the outside. Kind of underthrows it and misses inside and allows the defender to cut underneath it and make a play. That's a great turn for LSU's defense.
First career interception for Spears. He's a sophomore. Here comes a blitz. Nussmeier got it off, but over the head of Aaron Anderson, with the blitz coming from his backside. Second interception, just the second takeaway for the LSU defense in 2+ games now.
Pressure off the left-hand side, corner blitz. Great job by Durham, the running back, saving a life, getting just enough of Johnson before he takes out Nussmeier.
Nussmeier just 1 for 4 out of the gate, out of the pistol. Caden Durham cut back, trying to find some running room. A good penetration by Jeremiah McLeod, a backup, part of that deep and talented defensive front.
On 3rd and longs, LSU loves to work the middle of the field. They're going to try to get this outside receiver and get him breaking across the middle. So watch for a route like this and see if Florida's prepared for it.
Jawan Johnson comes in as the 3rd down running back here. Nussmeier, that looked like it was tipped to the line of scrimmage, thrown in the direction of Bauer Sharp. Cameron James got a hand on it, the junior from Orlando. And this LSU offense that has sputtered through the first 2 games is off to a rough start tonight. 3 straight 3-and-outs.
And this is a great job of cat and mouse. Florida shows blitz. Nussmeier decides to go in, adjust to a max protection, brings his tight end Bauer Sharp in, and then Florida bluffs the blitz, gets out underneath it, and plays coverage. Great job of adjusting.
Chadwick on for the 3rd time. This is another bomb. Pernell Brown, the 3rd, caught it near the 5, and they're right there to take him down at the 6. P.J. Woodland, a starting cornerback, down there on punt coverage. 58-yard boot and a 3-yard return.
A big mistake by the freshman Brown, fielding the ball inside the 10-yard line. Probably just lost track of where he was. If that ball hits on the ground, it's going in the end zone for a touchback, but tremendous pursuit by LSU's punt team.
Florida from its own 6. 2 tight ends on the field. More pressure from the Gators. Baugh trying to run through it. They twisted ahead for a couple.
Well, Lagway's been a little up and down. The thing that's kind of held back this Florida offense has been the inconsistencies along the offensive line. That's a group with a ton of veterans, guys that have played a ton of football, and they've been up and down. They have to be better in the run game tonight.
Their standouts are the center Jake Slaughter and the left tackle Austin Barber. They've been trying to find the right player at right tackle. Caden Jones started tonight for the first time. He'll split time with Bryce Lovett, who was the starter. Tony Livingston, one of those tight ends, taken down in the open field by Tamarcus Cooley. It's a 5-yard pickup and a 3rd down and 3 for Florida.
Big down right here for LSU's defense. Florida's had some success moving the ball. They forced the turnover a moment ago, and now to get the ball back to their offense with great field position could be huge.
Lagway flushed, throws on the run. He has a wide open receiver. Jaden Baugh. They will not catch him. Touchdown Gators. There is a flag back at the 5-yard line. Those were their killer last week, and this one really hurts Billy Napier and the Gators. They got a busted coverage. They're certainly getting Baugh involved in the passing game tonight, as they said they would, but this one comes all the way back.
And it's on 77 Harris, and as soon as Lagway breaks the pocket, just holds on too long, that left hand grabbing the jersey of Guillory. It's the correct call, but what a killer for this Florida offense.
Najee Harris, the left guard, wipes out an 87-yard touchdown. Jacoby Jackson in at running back on 3rd down and 9. And he has nowhere to go. What a turn of events. West Weeks leading the defense, a loss of 1. And the Gators will punt out of their own end zone. Tommy Doman, their new punter, transfer from Michigan. And it should be good field position for LSU. The danger, Xavion Thomas back deep at midfield. Wobbly nose-up kick. And LSU will start at the Florida 44 after a 38-yard punt. This is more of the same. Last week, first quarter in the game against USF, they had 2 touchdowns called back. That was in the second quarter. Jacoby Jackson negated by a holding penalty. Tony Livingston brought back by offensive pass interference. A call, quite frankly, looking at the tape, was very hard to find. Billy Napier did talk to the conference. He said there were some calls we didn't like, but we did enough things wrong ourselves. We're not going to pin the blame on anybody else.
The nightmare continues for Billy Napier, and just timely penalties that just crush momentum.
Well, the first time LSU's been across midfield, they have the highly touted freshman Harlem Berry and a running back. That pass out wide goes through the hands of Aaron Anderson, is incomplete, and now some pushing and shoving after the play. Dijon Johnson separated.
Early in this game, just 12 minutes in or so, but this offense kind of looking a little bit like it did last week against Louisiana Tech. Just not sharp, not a lot of rhythm. Don't see great body language from the guys. I mean, they need to do some tempo. They need to do something to jolt some energy into this offensive unit for LSU.
Nussmeier now 1 out of 6 for 7 yards. A blitz up the middle. He had to get rid of it. He did. First down. Inside the 30 goes Barryon Brown for an 18-yard gain.
And the freshman Berry tries to block, but Nussmeier beats it with the throw.
One of the reasons Berry isn't playing as much as some fans would like is because he's still learning the intricacies of pass protection. But he's a dynamic ball carrier. He got taken down there by Cameron James. He's a true freshman. Was the Louisiana High School State Player of the Year, and most recruiting services had him rated as the #1 running back in the country. He had a big 43-yard run at the end of the game last week against Louisiana Tech. Showed off those talents. He stays in on 2nd and 8. Left tackle, flag thrown by the center judge at the feet of one of the offensive linemen for LSU. Devin Moore made the tackle.
Holding. Offense. Number 61. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
And that's their best offensive lineman, the center, Braylon Moore. First year here as a transfer from Virginia Tech.
And will be a matchup that is enormous all game long. He's working against Banks as he tries to reach to the left-hand side. Banks goes right around him. This could be one of the most exciting matchups you'll find all game. Banks wins that one, and a big penalty against LSU.
They are on the fringe of field goal range from this point of the field. Nussmeier trying to set up a screen. Jawan Johnson taken across the near sideline. He got 5. Jordan Castell made the stop, a safety for Florida.
Last time on 3rd down, Florida showed that blitz, forced Nussmeier to adjust to a max protection. Did they show that blitz again and see if he can kind of talk the quarterback into changing the play again?
They shift Johnson to the right hip of Nussmeier. 3 receivers to his right, and he calls a timeout.
Probably a good timeout there for Nussmeier too, because it looked like that pressure package again was about to come, and he had to bring his tight end in and didn't have enough time to do that. So it's probably a good timeout there on a big 3rd and 14.
Well, it's early in the year, but if you were an LSU fan, would you be a little bit concerned about this offense? Average just 20 points per game in the first 2 wins of the season, and not off to a great start here tonight.
Yeah, and I think the biggest concern is that the passing game, with one of the best quarterbacks in college football from a year ago, Heisman front runner coming into the season, just hasn't looked sharp. The accuracy hasn't always been there. It's an elite receiving core. They've been dropping passes. It just feels like there's not a lot of mojo right now with that. The offensive line hasn't been as much of a concern as I think many thought it would be. The passing attack's supposed to be the strength, and it's certainly not playing like it these last 2 weeks.
Third down and 14. So we approach a half minute to go in the first quarter. And a false start.
False start. Offense, number 75. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Weston Davis, the right tackle. Brian Kelly lost both of his outstanding tackles in the first 3 rounds of the last NFL draft. Will Campbell was the number 4 overall pick to New England. Emory Jones won the 3rd round to Baltimore. 4th LSU penalty. It's been a flag fest. And some key penalties, especially that holding call that brought back the 87-yard Gator touchdown. Nussmeier flushed, takes off running as the coaches asked him to do. And he was stopped well short of the line to gain. They are in field goal range. Joe Sloan, the offensive coordinator, told us in the game last year between these 2 teams in Gainesville, there were 6 incomplete passes where they felt if Nussmeier had run rather than force it, he would have gained about 60 yards rushing. So they asked him to think more about running the ball tonight, and they hope he could rush for 50 yards. Ramos is going to try a field goal when the second quarter begins.
This is the end of the first quarter.
That's the end of the first quarter here in Baton Rouge. 3-0 Florida. ESPN's presentation of college football on ABC. We'll return after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
This is Judy and Pedro. They just bought their first home and are learning a lot. Thanks to Google, Pedro knows more than he wanted to about gravel. And Judy wouldn't call herself a plumber, but she dabbles.
Wait, how do these things work together? Honey, I did it!
So far, if they've learned one thing about home ownership, is that there's a lot to learn. Good thing you can just ask Google.
Drop whatever you're doing right now. The Wendy's $8 JBC meal deal is here. That's 2 junior bacon cheeseburgers, medium fries, and a medium drink. So you better be on your way. Bacon waits for no one. The #1 deal for the #1 bacon cheeseburger, gotta be Wendy's.
This game, it's a second chance.
We're not defined by our successes. We're defined by our regrets. And I've had a ton. Don't let tonight be that first regret.
Will Mike Flint finally get his name in the history books?
Let's make this a game they'll always remember.
That's you, Flint.
Rated PG.
Even when U.S. Soccer star Mallory Swanson isn't on the field, she always makes the perfect play. With a Bank of America customized cash rewards Visa card, she'll earn 6% cash back in the category of her choice, like online shopping, for the first year from account opening.
Monday Morning Football. First it was Joe. Now Troy Aikman will be live from Houston on GMA because no one does Monday Morning Football better than.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
These aerial views are brought to you by Goodyear. For every legendary moment, still, always, forever. And what a sight it is. Tiger Stadium, Baton Rouge. The sun has set. It's still 89 degrees. And Damian Ramos is on to try to tie the game with a 47-yard field goal as we go to the second quarter. Sean McDonough, Greg McElroy, and Molly McGrath. Ramos, veteran kicker. There's plenty of leg for that one. It's a beautiful little baby draw, just like Greg McElroy. Right down the middle. So we're tied at 3, and a moment ago, Molly spoke with Billy Napier.
Coach Napier, what was your reaction to those costly penalties hurting you yet again?
Yeah, well, look, it's part of the game. You guys are playing with effort. They're straining. You're going to have some of that. Look, we're a couple hold'em penalties away from having control of the game here. So, look, the team is fighting. They're competing. We're playing with effort, toughness. We're here to play. So far, so good in terms of the response of the team. Saturday night in the SEC. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you.
You know, the penalty against Harris that brought back the 87-yard touchdown was tough, but they're off to a good start in a hostile environment. And he thought they would be with the talent level they have. He believes very much in this team. High expectations this year. But spirits dampened big time by the loss last week. Aaron Burrell will kick it off. Pernell Brown III back deep for Florida. And he won't try it. It's a touchback.
The mantra of this Florida team is pound the rock and hit some plays over the top. And it just hasn't materialized so far in the first couple weeks, but I like how quickly they're getting the ball out of Lagway's hands. Immediate. Let him see it. Allow him to react quickly. Play fast. He was rusty, missed spring, missed most of camp, and they're doing a great job of diagnosing some tendencies from Blake Baker's defense, allowing their quarterback to deal quickly and make plays.
That's who's bringing the heat, brought to you by the Sonic Smasher. Jacoby Jackson is the running back behind DJ Lagway in the pistol on first down for Florida. And Jackson does not get back to the line of scrimmage. There's the former Gator, Jack Pyburn, leading the way. Well, both of these teams threw the ball downfield very well last year. Neither has done it so far this season.
And Lagway has just had some really close misses. Last year, one of the best in college football. Completed over 50% of those passes, 20 yards downfield. First in the SEC, top 5 in the FBS. 0 for 3 last week and just 1 for 5 overall. He's got to hit some deep balls to soften up the coverage.
3 receivers into the boundary. Empty backfield. Under duress, he's on target to Hayden Hansen. And that's a big target at just a shade under 6'8" and about 270 pounds. 11-yard gain. They're 1 yard short of the first down.
On short yardage, Billy Napier loves a downhill run. He's got a big quarterback, so quarterback sneak, always a thought, but downhill run favoring the right side of the offensive line is how they usually attack you on short yardage.
They're 0 for 3 on third down. Neither team is converted. And it is Jackson. That did not look promising for Florida with all the Tigers up around the line and plenty of penetration, but somehow Jacoby got out to the 39-yard line. They'll put it back on the 38 for a first down.
Pressure, max pressure from LSU, and Jackson just squeams through there for the conversion.
They faked the jet sweep and the inside handoff, and Lagway kept it. Devon Keys made the tackle. He's one of the top recruits in the country coming out of high school. a couple of years ago. DJ Lagway from Willis, Texas, just north of the Houston area, was the Gatorade National Player of the Year. Did visit LSU as part of his recruitment, but obviously wound up at Florida. Led them to a 6-1 record when he became the starter last year. Battling the injuries, his play hasn't been as good so far. Brown in trouble. Tried to deliver a stiff arm, did well to get a couple. Taken down by Tamarcus Cooley, one of several newcomers on that LSU defense. Blake Baker said he's amazed how quickly this group has come together in 15 years of coaching. He's never had a bunch gel this quickly. Third down and 4. And they brought Jackson back to Lagway's hip. Blitz up the middle from Perkins. Lagway got it off, incomplete. Trying to get it, desperation time to Aiden Mizell. Harold Perkins, back off a torn ACL suffered in the 4th game last year, has had a great start to this season.
And just a great job. Eyes in the backfield the whole way. Not the best salesman, stiff as a board. You know he's blitzing immediately. He's unblocked, and Lagway senses it, forces him out of the pocket. Good throwaway and a great blitz there by Perkins.
Xavion Thomas back for the punt from Doman, who was the punter on Michigan's national championship team 2 years ago. Thomas is dangerous, and they just did get enough of his leg to send him stumbling down across the 25. 50-yard punt, 21-yard return.
Well, position change is done. Harold Perkins, well, moves out to the star, but still remains a disruptive force as he drops Lagway for the throwaway.
You're watching ABC Saturday Night Football, presented by Capital One.
Yeah.
Behind every DIY
is more help than you think.
Try this for a clean line.
Nice.
Sometimes help is delivered.
And some things have just got to go.
Don't worry, these will go up quick. I wonder if I can link 2 ropes together. Perfect. Because do it yourself
Doesn't have to mean
all by yourself.
What are you working on?
You're feeding my grand dog Blue, right?
Purina One.
But Blue's got deboned chicken meal, brown rice, oatmeal, barley.
Purina One has chicken, rice flour, corn gluten meal, whole grain corn, chicken byproduct meal.
Let's switch to Blue.
This is a You Pick 2 meal. 1/2 Green Goddess chicken cob, 1/2 chicken bacon rancher. This pair is straight up too-licious. Whatever you're feeling, pick your You Pick 2. It just meals good at Panera.
When Verizon gives you a free phone on any plan, you use AI a lot.
Gemini, show me the concealer.
The long, thin tube in the middle.
Like, a lot. Get a Google Pixel 10 Pro on us.
Boyfriend of the year. I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Unfortunately, I didn't check if I unlatched Bevo's gate while taking a selfie. Bevo, no! Come back! Checking Allstate first was really smart. Not checking Bevo's gate, though, not smart. Well, at least I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds. Hook 'em.
Room for 6 full-size passions. The Lexus TX 3-row luxury. A car that doesn't elevate everyone's experience is a car that stops short of amazing.
I'm the Modelo Recruiter, and I reward full-time fans. Check out this recruit. The conductor can single-handedly hype up the crowd. This full-time fan deserves a Modelo.
Behind every great fortune is a great crime.
Is this blood money?
FX is The Lowdown. Premieres September 23rd on FX. Stream on Hulu.
Monday Night Football, it's a doubleheader. 7 Eastern time. ABC and ESPN, Tampa Bay and Houston. Followed at 10 Eastern by the Chargers and the Las Vegas Raiders. Both games available on the all-new wonderful ESPN app. 3 of those 4 teams are 1-0. The Texans are 0-1. Here we're tied at 3. Xavier Thomas, ordinarily a wide receiver, lined up in the backfield, and they throw it to him, and Florida was ready for that. Dropped by his fellow number 0, Sharif Denson, a safety.
A lot of this LSU offense has kind of changed their identity and trying to jolt some life. See them utilizing a little tempo. It's exactly what they need to do.
On 2nd and long, Nussmeier flush, throws on target. Good catch along the sideline by Barrion Brown for 8 yards. Well, the downfield passing game still MIA. Last year, 30 completions for Nussmeier on throws that traveled 20 yards or more downfield. Only Jackson Dart had more. For Ole Miss, 35 in the SEC.
It's understandable because such a huge part of the offseason was to focus on decision making. Don't force it. So he's been a little more conservative, but at some point he's got to uncork.
They're 0 for 4 on 3rd down. They've converted now on the quick pop to Xavier Thomas. First down, Tigers. They're their own 44. 15 yards on that play.
Xavier Thomas done such a great job of improving as a well-rounded wide receiver. Gets man coverage against Denson, and nice little slant move to create space.
No running room for Jawan Johnson. Because Xavier Thomas, basically a jet sweep guy, a reverse guy, and he's worked very hard to be a receiver. And Joe Sloan, the coordinator, credits his co-OC Cortez Hankton, who coaches the wide receivers, for really helping Xavier Thomas. Said mostly give Thomas the credit. He put all the work in.
Yeah, I said with the arrival of some of the transfers, he really felt urgency this offseason to improve, and he really has.
On 2nd and 8, Nussmeier, errant pass thrown over the middle behind Jawan Johnson. Clearly he and Nussmeier weren't on the same page.
Nussmeier frustrated here, thinking his running back's going to sit right there. He said, stop, sit. No, sit. And that's just kind of what's been going on the last couple weeks. As soon as he thinks he's going to do something, his back starts to move away from him. That's on the running back. It's zone coverage. Sit it down right there. Nuss was right.
Another 3rd down and long. Both teams are 1 for 5 on 3rd down. This is 8 yards to go. Pressure immediately, and an on-target throw to Aaron Anderson. That's like the Nussmeier and Anderson we saw last year for LSU, to the 31-yard line, a pickup of 20.
And a great throw here by Nussmeier. They try to drop some defensive tackles out underneath it. That's not who you want in coverage. Anderson reels it in for a nice play.
Harlem Berry on the field now. Aaron Anderson. They lined up the wide receiver on the hip of Nussmeier. He got to the 27, 4-yard gain. 6 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter, a 3-3 tie.
Like the urgency so far from LSU on this drive.
Jawan Johnson, the running back. The fake to him. Here's Nick Anderson, the Oklahoma transfer. He has a first down at the 20-yard line. 9 more for Anderson. A prolific freshman year at Oklahoma 2 years ago, set their school record for touchdown catches by a first-year player with 10, but then played in only 1 game last year due to injury. They're tending to Devin Moore, their excellent senior cornerback from Naples, Florida.
Or colliding with Gums as they were in pursuit. Hopefully he'll be able to return.
Hi, you might know me from my other job, but I'm a business owner too. Here at Once Upon a Farm, we chose the Capital One Venture X business card. With no preset spending limit, our purchasing power adapts to meet our business needs. Love it. And unlimited double miles means we earn more too. Sweet, right? And when we travel, we get access to over 1,000 airport lounges. I could get used to this. The Capital One Venture X business card. What's in your wallet?
Fansville, Special Teams Unit.
How's it look?
We got multiple punctures.
Evidence suggests a crime of passion. It appears we have ourselves a flag planting. No! Those tech fans make me sick.
We got a composite.
Is that a duck with ice cold Dr. Pepper? That's no duck. That's a platypus. And a mascot always returns to the scene of an upset. Get that fan!
Stinks!
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
Cantina chicken bowl with that slow roasted chicken.
So what do two dudes do in LA for fun? Shout out to Taco Bell for being my go-to source of protein. Top.
We're kicking off game day with a Twisted Tea drop. We're surprising real Twisted Tea fans who love the smooth and refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
For a leading space agency, ambition becomes reality with the power of Smartsheet. AI-enabled workflows keep teams and components coordinated so every mission stays on course. Smartsheet, helping work flow to make the impossible possible.
I never thought this would happen.
When disaster takes control of your life,
we got you.
Get it back with a single call to the team that shows up fast to make things right. ServPro, like it never even happened.
Did you know taking Zysol at night relieves allergies while you sleep? So you wake refreshed for a more productive day. Get 24-hour continuous relief that does not fade. Be wise all, take Zysol at night.
ABC's Saturday Night Football is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
8:37 to go. Second quarter, Florida and LSU tied at 3. Sean McDonough, Greg McElroy, Molly McGrath. It's a slow start for Garrett Nussmeier, 1 out of 6 to open the game for just 7 yards. He's hit 7 of his last 8 on target.
And that one incompletion was just a little miscommunication between him and his running back. And here, right in the red zone, they love on first down to try to take a shot towards the end zone.
They put Xavion Thomas in the backfield. Nussmeier takes off running. There's a flag down. He's down at the 10. Again, following the coaching from Joe Sloan. Pull it down and run it. But this one's likely to come back.
Holding. Offense, number 61. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Braylon Moore. Again.
As Nussmeier's getting ready to take off, they call that shot, and Braylon Moore starts to engage downfield. Watch as he starts to release, and then he engages right there. Nussmeier goes past him and never lets go. It's a good call by the official.
A quick toss to Jawan Johnson. Haven't seen Caden Durham, their featured back ordinarily, for a bit. Aaron Childs made the tackle, linebacker for Florida. 8-yard gain.
Now after that first down run, you look at Joe Sloan in the red area inside the 25-yard line. After a first down run, think it's second down pass. He really likes to mix it up, so anticipate ball going to the air here from Nussmeier.
Just a 3-man rush. Nussmeier toward the end zone. Touchdown! Xavion Thomas. the downfield passing game. That's a 23-yard touchdown. And the first lead of the night for LSU. First touchdown of the season for Thomas. Senior from Woodmere, Louisiana, transferred back to his home state from Mississippi State. Second year here at LSU. Ramos makes it 10-3. Tigers. 76 yards and 10 plays.
Xavier Thomas working on that polish that he did in the offseason, giving him all that smoke with the route, showing him how it's done. Perfect throw and a tremendous response from LSU.
This town is about to He's off acting like a hillbilly Indiana Jones somewhere. Behind every great fortune is a great crime. Don't die! Don't get killed!
Have you thought about therapy?
FX is The Lowdown. Premieres September 23rd on FX. Stream on Hulu.
We wanted to make foods using unique ingredients, things like kelp. Shopify provided us this platform to sell our products to anyone around the world. We're Barnacle Foods, and we're powered by Shopify.
I think I like sports now.
No way. The gecko was just spotted down the street.
I've always wanted to meet him. Ever since Geico's 24/7 emergency roadside service got us out of a jam.
Sounds like you got more than just savings, my dudes.
So do we know you?
Oh, I'm just a stranger who loves friendly service and American football.
Okay. Something to drink?
Oh, yes, spot of tea, be lovely. And a root beer with lots of ice.
You know, you kind of look like someone.
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
My cousin Daryl.
Oh, he does look like Daryl.
Oh, man.
Yard work piling up? Gear up for fall with great deals on select mowers, UVs, and compact tractors.
Bad day to be a leaf pile.
You're up right now. Still scrolling, still streaming. Stop. With AGZ, designed to support your body's natural sleep cycle. It's the nightly drink for winding down and resting up. Go to sleep.
T-Mobile is the best place to get the new iPhone 17 Pro.
Hold on. Is this big enough? We should have music, lights, banners. I mean, you gotta feel it. Get the most powerful iPhone ever on the best network. I sure dance.
Get fired up. At T-Mobile, get the all-new iPhone 17 Pro on us. Pre-order now on the best network.
I got rhythm.
No more coffee for Zoe.
What does it mean to be rich? It's first steps. And sometimes the last word. Rich is living life your way and having someone who can help you get there. The key to being rich is knowing what counts. Edward Jones.
A Monday Night Football doubleheader. Bucks-Texans at 7 and Chargers-Raiders at 10.
Kevin and Boog in studio time now for our Chick-fil-A move on the field. The South Bet. Number 8 Notre Dame hosting number 16 Texas A&M. First home start, C.J. Carter, Jeremiah Love.
Love it, man coverage, wheel route, linebackers get picked, and they're playing like champions in South Bend.
Irish up by 10 in this second quarter. Back to Sean, Greg, and Molly.
All right, Kevin, thank you. Welcome back, everybody. Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Tiger Stadium, where LSU has taken the lead. Aaron Burrell, another touchback.
Let's take a look at the AT&T connected cam on that last touchdown. This is Jaden Woods. He has to collision the receiver. He misses it. And as a result, the receiver's able to get right around him, send him up to the outside, and run a beautiful route. Whiff right there. One-on-one with the safety. Absolutely nothing the safety can do. Look to the outside. This is the polish that they talked about with Thomas. Look at how he breaks at the outside. Slight double move. Bends it back across face. And a perfectly timed throw from Nussmeier.
Midway through the second quarter. DJ Lagway. 8 for 12 for 59 yards and an interception. Jaden Baugh, the running back. Couple of fakes. Lagway did well to sidestep the rush, and he's on target for a first down to Jamichael Sturdivant.
A great job by Lagway. Pressure off the back. Left tackle Barber saves a life. Gets just enough of him as Lagway escapes, climbs in the pocket, keeps his eyes downfield, and throws a strike.
Sturdivant, a transfer from UCLA. He was at Cal before that. The high school teammate of Garrett Nussmeier in the Dallas area. Marcus High School in Flower Mound, Texas. Flag down before the snap.
False start. Offense, number 66. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Jake Slaughter, the All-American safety for Billy Napier.
That's just a killer. I mean, you got your veteran center, All-American, flinches, gets that left arm up just a little bit right in the middle of your screen. Watch the left arm moves and starts early. And these are just drive-killing penalties that have buried Florida the last couple weeks.
Lagway, wide open receiver on the check down. Lees Tunkara went out of bounds at the 45-yard line, a gain of 8. They still have a long way to go. Second down and 7.
It's just so hard to stay in rhythm offensively when you take 2 steps forward, 1 step back with the penalties. They have to clean that up if they're going to reach their ceiling.
Jaden Baugh wrestled down by West Weeks and Devon Keys. They do have another Weeks they could put in alongside West. He lost his brother Whit early in the game for targeting, but Zach is a freshman linebacker. They're hoping sometime soon they'll be able to play all 3 of those West brothers at the same time. Third down and 3. They're at midfield, perhaps in 4-down territory. Lagway. Here's Ball with a lot of running room down the sideline. And down near the 25.
Great.
25-yard gain. First down, Florida.
And just a great job. You'll see on the outside, create just a little bit of a natural pick to allow Baugh to get to the edge. It's an aggressive defense, and screens have hurt him so far, but a great job by Hansen, the tight end, securing the edge.
3 catches for Baugh, and of course the long one that got called back. He takes off, trying to turn the corner wide left, and taken across the sideline by Tamarcus Cooley. 5 yards for Baugh, who put away Billy Napier's big win against LSU in Gainesville last year with a late 55-yard touchdown run that sealed the win.
This has been the problem spot for Florida last week in the red zone. Settled for 3 field goals, have to execute better and hit guys when they're open.
2 touchdowns called back by penalty, as we chronicled. Off-target throw after a pump fake intended for Vernell Brown III. Third down and 5.
The screen game has been helpful on 3rd down throughout most of the night, but here, expecting man coverage from LSU, I want to get in isolation with my best wide receiver at the bottom of the screen. If you get one-on-one down at the bottom, that's where you're going.
They have a true freshman, Duke Clark, in the game, who has not played very much so far this year. He's the running back. Over the middle, good catch on a ball thrown behind him by Aiden Mizell, and he has a first down for Florida. They're going to give him forward progress near the 11-yard line. A 14-yard completion to the speedster Mizell.
This was nicely done by Lagway. Center gets beat up the middle. McKinley's breathing down on him. Lagway buys just enough time to deliver the ball.
Duke Clark stays in as the running back, true freshman from Tampa, out of Plant High School. And you'd think if they put him in, he's in there for a reason. He got the carry, got to the 10. And out goes Clark. Baugh back in. Billy Napier is the play caller. He's been asked several times if he's thinking about giving it up. He says no. He gets a lot of help from Russ Callaway, the offensive coordinator.
With the aggressiveness that LSU has, bringing pressures inside, perimeter run game can be their friend in the red zone.
Couple of fakes. Lagway back of the end zone and a man open, but it was off target for Tony Livingston.
Another big miss by Lagway targeting Livingston. He missed him last week for a big one. This one, Livingston needs to just kind of settle down. Lagway throws behind him. A missed opportunity for the Gators.
Yeah, Livingston kept running to a place where it looked like he put a defender between himself and Lagway. 3rd down and 9. They can get a first down near the 1. 2 out of 2 on 3rd down on this drive. Lagway from Mizell. Touchdown, Florida. With Tamarcus Cooley on him. A nice catch by Mizell. There's a flag down at the 2-yard line.
What a throw by DJ Lagway. Great catch, tight coverage by Cooley. He drops it right in the bucket for a big answering score.
It looked like it was clearly a catch. The officials are not sending the extra point group off. It looked like a face mask at the end of that catch.
The result of the play is a touchdown. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct against number 90 of the defense for kicking the ball. Correction, the penalty is on number 0. That penalty assessed on the succeeding kickoff.
So Cooley, Guillory wrongly announced. Cooley the infraction. Here's Trey Smack for the tie. Nice response by the Gators. 75 yards in 10 plays, and Lagway heating up. 5 out of 7 for 70 of those 75 yards. It's 10-10 with 3:25 to go in the half.
And every quarterback's done the drill. You put a trash can in the back left corner of the end zone, and you just try to drop it in there, and Lagway does so beautifully right here. Look at the ball turn over right over the top of the defender. It's really well covered by Cooley, but a perfect throw and a great catch is going to beat tight coverage every time. And that's the DJ Lagway that we expected coming in to his sophomore season. Great answer from the Gators.
Lagway told us he and his teammates are well aware of the heat, obviously, on their coach. And they're trying to turn down the heat on him. Here's Kevin Nagandi. After the kick, we'll check in with Kevin. Because of the penalty, they'll be kicking off from midfield.
You don't want to put that T on that beautiful painted Tiger's eye. I think you move it off the hash, just a little respect. They can't stand on the logo, right? See if they decide to do that.
You just blast this out of the end zone?
Yes. Knowing how dangerous these return men are, you might, because you have good look, maybe a little sky kick.
Yeah, sometimes coaches will say, well, let's scrib it down there, see if we can pin him inside the 20 or so. But you do bring in danger. You know, Billy Napier said these LSU return men are the best that he has seen in at least the last 10 years. But that's what they do. Scrib it down there. Go tackle him. They don't tackle him. And it's the same as a touchback. Barrion Brown brought it back to the 25-yard line. Now here's Kevin.
Sean, good evening. Ford halftime report just minutes away. The game of the year in Knoxville, how Georgia knocked off Tennessee in overtime, and the stunner, Clemson goes down to Georgia Tech. Hey, Bull, we're following a developing story. Number 1, Ohio State in action.
No doubt, Ohio State in action. You know what that means. Their young quarterback, Julian Sand, dropping back. I love the patience in the pocket. Just patient, allowing the receiver to uncover care. That's how you got to do, especially at home for the Buckeyes.
Finds Max Player. It's 19-9 Buckeyes. Back to you, Sean.
All right, gentlemen, thank you. Caden Durham back in action now, taken down by George Gums Jr. A 3-yard gain for the true sophomore Durham.
How aggressive does Brian Kelly want to be right now? Defense has played well. The offense has started to heat up. Maybe if you break one, get a first down here, then you start your 2-minute operation.
Garrett Nussmeier out for Bauer Sharp. One of their tight ends, transfer from Oklahoma, who was their leading receiver last year. 42 catches. They are without Trey-Des Green tonight, who's also a great target. He suffered a leg injury last week in the fourth quarter of their win against Louisiana Tech. They do expect him back in the next few weeks. Short set, Nussmeier on target. Aaron Anderson, first down. They're out to the 47-yard line. There's Trey-Des Green, who had the game-winning touchdown catch in the fourth quarter of that huge season-opening win at Clemson in their 17-10 victory. 14-yard gain on the completion to Anderson, and it is the 2-minute timeout.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
Entertaining game in the 72nd meeting all-time between these two schools, and the all-time series is tied. 34 wins apiece and 3 ties. This one's tied 2 minutes from the half.
You got loose. Come on, we got to bring him home. Get up onside him. Get ready. Here it comes. Yeah, turn him now.
Someone once said, whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right.
There's nothing like game day, but college sports are headed for a big loss. Without your help, stadiums will end up empty. College athletics face a growing financial crisis that affects every single school, big and small. This means the programs and athletes you're cheering for today could vanish tomorrow, starting with women's sports and Olympic programs. To create fair rules and more revenue, Congress must modernize the Sports Broadcasting Act. Sign the petition because it's time to get loud.
Oh, I gotta come clean. I don't get football.
What?
Why do they score by 7?
6.
And the kicker is so little. I worry about him.
Do you even like my nachos?
I love your nachos, man.
Cottonelle leaves you so clean, you'll want to come clean about everything else.
Gatorade has the #1 proven electrolyte blend, designed to hydrate better than water, made to rehydrate, replenish, and refuel, so you can lose more sweat and run the game. Gatorade, is it in you?
Pickable.
Blow out your bag, bring it in, baby, I'ma show you where it's at. Stick it up, show they need a rack for these racks.
My bad.
Baby bag, baby bag, baby bag, baby bag, baby bag, baby bag, baby bag.
Like us, you might be suffering from moderate to severe obstructive sleep apnea, or OSA. We are the undiagnosed. We've been told we snore at night and gasp for air. Daytime sleepiness is a drag, but we still have people who count on us. And we're more than just human beings. We are humans being. OSA is a chronic condition tied to breathing interruptions and oxygen deprivation during sleep. You're undiagnosed? That was us. Talk to your doctor about OSA. Let's keep being humans, being.
It's time for a reset. McDonald's is putting value back on the menu. Extra value meals are back, only at McDonald's.
View from the sky brought to you by Goodyear. Still, always, forever, game ready. 2 minutes to go in the half. Florida and LSU tied at 10. Caden Durham on first down from the LSU 47. Cross midfield to the Gator 47 before Dijon Johnson drove him back for Brian Kelly. He loves the action under the lights here. They're 16-1 at home at night under the man known as BK. The only loss was to Alabama last season. Nussmeier throws, and almost a diving interception. Thrown generally in the direction of Bauer Sharp. And a good effort by Jordan Castell to try to pick it off.
So far on these third downs, it's been Aaron Anderson in the slot who's given Florida a lot of fits. He's been covered by Aaron Gates in the nickelback spot. Those slants inside have been a huge problem, so let's see if Florida adjusts to it.
On 3rd down and 5, it's Durham. Avoided the penetrator behind the line, Caleb Banks, but got only 2. And a timeout called now.
Second charge timeout. Florida. 30 seconds in length.
Billy Napier wants the ball back.
To 1 minute, 27 seconds.
With some time on the clock. Meanwhile, what does Brian Kelly do here, Greg, on 4th down and 3 at the Florida 46?
I kick it. I don't like the idea. And watching Florida's kickers and warm-ups, both of them were kicking it from 60 yards. So you miss it here, you're only 7, 8, 9 yards away from possibly giving them 3 points to go 2 for 1 because they get the ball coming out in the second half. So I'd punt it, play defense, play field position, but it doesn't look like that's what he's going to do.
Maybe they'll try to draw them offside.
Got nothing to lose with that. Draw them offside, take the delay of game. See if Florida can hurt themselves again with a big penalty.
Or maybe show a little belief in your 5th-year senior quarterback and the cast around him that they're going to capitalize. They're trying to draw him off. Now Nussmeier wants to know, are we going to snap it? Are we going to call a timeout? Or are we going to take the penalty? Doesn't look like they intend to snap it.
Second charge timeout. LSU, 30 seconds.
Well, Brian Kelly in year 4, they've had 3 good years, 2 10-win seasons, SEC title game the first year, 9 wins last year. He's won a bowl game each of the 3 years, but he knows that's not what the expectation is. He said, when I came here, I knew the expectation is to win championships. And he thinks they have played championship defense so far. The offense is lagging behind.
And he is staunch in his belief that this is an offense with 4 new offensive linemen that is going to get better and better and better as the season goes along. And it's a great defense they're playing tonight. There's been some progress, but still, as far as a well-oiled machine with explosives, just haven't seen that just yet.
Grant Chadwick to punt again. It's his 4th punt. He's averaged 52.3. Sophomore from Tullahoma, Tennessee, a transfer from Middle Tennessee. This is another good one. Landed inside the 10. Using the old Balata ball. It's back on the 14-yard line.
I think that ball has a little smiley face in it because he thinned the wedge. What do you think?
I know that shot very well. 32-yard punt. Well, how do they play it now? Backed up to their own 14 with only 1 timeout.
I would be conservative here. I mean, a quarterback has made a mistake. This is one of the best defenses in America, especially when it comes to harassing the quarterback. Lagway threw the early pick. He's bounced back beautifully, but I wouldn't get too cute here and potentially give LSU a chance to steal some points of their own.
Neither team has run the ball. Stats almost dead even. 6-yard edge and total yards for Florida. Game controlled by the defenses, which have been the strengths of these 2 teams in the first 2 games of the year. Jaden Baugh, the running back. Trey Wilson, the receiver. He got 9. Will they go quickly to the line?
Now that you've got a really good first down play, I would utilize a little tempo now. I mean, no problem with that.
Under a minute to go. Lagway over the middle, caught by Vernell Brown III to the 36-yard line. Clock stops to move the chains on a first down, a 15-yard completion. Smack has a big leg, a career long of 56.
They were kicking in pregame from 63 to 65 too, so they'll try it end to half from anywhere.
Lagway giving time again. Throw it into a crowd and almost a diving interception by Harold Perkins Jr. Showing his variety of skills. He can rush, he can cover, he can do everything in between.
And he almost had his hands on that one. Bad decision there by Lagway, trying to force it into a tight window.
Perkins, according to the coach, is playing more within the structure of the defense after missing most of last year. Coaches say he realizes now he doesn't have to be Superman, just do his job and play within the structure. He's had a very nice comeback year so far. Lagway on a short set. Got it to Hansen for a very short gain. Now to the 40-yard line, 3 yards. So it's 3rd down, 29 seconds to go. And they need 7 to move the chains again.
I would anticipate Blake Baker just playing coverage here. He loves to blitz, especially on 3rd down, but you don't want to potentially leave your defensive backs on an island and allow a broken tackle to go to a big play.
They've converted their last 3 3rd downs to get to 4 out of 8 for the game. 4-man rush, and he throws it away. Picked off. Threw it into double coverage over the middle. And A.J. Halsey intercepted.
And just a critical mistake from DJ Lagway. Talk to this staff at LSU. They think Halsey has as good instincts as anybody they've seen in quite some time, and he plays it perfectly there. Baits the quarterback, jumps right in front of the in-breaking route, and a critical error that you just can't make as a quarterback.
First interception for LSU. He spent the last 2 years at Houston. Now Nussmeier, and that one is deflected away from Aaron Anderson. Sharif Denson looked like he might have gotten a finger on it just at the last moment.
Ooh, and good thing he did too, because it looked like it was going to go right over the top and might not have made contact with it, but affected the vision of Anderson, who couldn't reel it in.
This is borderline field goal range for Ramos. His career long is 52. This will be about 57 from here. Nussmeier trying to get it to Sharp. They throw a penalty. Denson had the coverage. The flags are down. 2 officials through for what looks to be pass interference.
Pass interference. Defense number 0. Ball replaces the spot of the foul. Automatic. First down.
And this is a good call. Denson, as the receiver's trying to break across, he doesn't allow him to, and this collision is what leads to the pass interference. So now, if I'm Joe Sloan, the offensive coordinator, might go with a max protect, maybe take a shot here, steal 7 instead of 3, and you just can't take a sack if you're Nussmeier.
LSU has 1 timeout. And they go to the run with Durham. Some groans from the crowd on that play call. And the clock is running, and now it'll stop for contact out of bounds. George Gumbs Jr. was there. And now there's a staffer on the LSU sideline who had one of the Florida players by the throat, or close to it. Reminiscent of the pregame skirmishes.
The big decision here, will it be offsetting? Will it be on both guys? But this potentially huge if it's against LSU, making this field goal much more difficult.
And it was also huge because the official on the sideline was signaling that it was inbounds and the clock was going to run. So they were going to have to use their timeout and kick the field goal. So that might not be the case any longer, depending on the adjudication of this. The pass interference on the previous play was the 4th Florida penalty, the 1st on the defense. After 11 last week, a big reason why they lost to South Florida.
Results of the player was the runner was short of the line of gain. After the play, personal foul. Offense number 75. Personal foul. Defense number 25. Those penalties offset. Because the player was in bounds, LSU is called its 3rd and final timeout. 30 seconds.
Billy Napier was very frustrated with the linesman on his side, feeling as though Gums kind of got driven into the bench. As you see right up here at the top, driven into the bench. He felt like that should have gone against LSU as opposed to being offsetting.
Well, I think he's right. I mean, the player's over. Brian Kelly, who got hit at Clemson, has taken another big hit. But I guess the question was Gums pulling the LSU player along for the ride, or was he the one being shoved across the boundary? So anyway, it's as if what happened after the play never happened, because they have to use the timeout to set up Ramos, or what they hope will be a go-ahead field goal at the half. He's their 4th-year kicker, 5th-year senior from Baltimore out of St. Paul's. And he's been an excellent kicker. Now 50 out of 65 in his career with his field goal tonight. Silas Hall, the snapper. Grant Chadwick, the punter, is the holder. There's some movement. Cormani McClain definitely moved for Florida.
False start. Offense number 71. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
And he was drawn across by Tyree Adams.
It's amazing how often just a quick 5-yard penalty. Adjust with the kicker's head, a little twitch, but the right leg of Adams. This oftentimes after a 5-yard penalty, these kickers miss it. I don't know why it's psychological, but Ramos has been doing it a long time, so hopefully for LSU it doesn't have an effect.
7 Tiger penalties and now a 45-yard try. He made 3 out of 4 last week against Louisiana Tech. And the only miss was from 51 wide right. That one is right down the middle. And it sends the homestanding LSU Tigers to halftime with a 13-10 lead. And a lot of big plays, some of them mistakes. And to me, Greg, the biggest play of the half was the holding penalty that took back the Florida 87-yard touchdown that would have given them a 10-0 lead and all kinds of momentum.
No kidding, no question. I mean, just a massive turn of events right there. Florida did a good job of weathering the storm and bouncing back in the game, but a gift from Lagway at the end to just hand 3 points to LSU has to be deflating for the Gators.
Here's Molly.
Coach, another scuffle and some penalties, but you took the lead with the field goal. What will be your emphasis in the locker room?
Well, I mean, obviously, things didn't go our way early on, but our kids stuck with it, kept playing, and we come up with a lead at half. It's going to be like this. It's 4 quarters in the SEC. You just got to keep playing one play at a time, and our guys will do that.
That said, how crucial was that interception from A.J. Halsey to end the half?
Well, our defense has been playing well. Obviously, they were trying to make a play there right before the half. They got aggressive. We were in good position, and we've been playing really good defense. Look, this is going to come down to a last possession. We just got to keep playing.
All right, thanks, Coach. Sean.
Brian Kelly's team +2 with the turnover margin. A couple of interceptions thrown by DJ Lagway. At the half, 13-10, LSU leading Florida. Let's send you to the studio for the Ford halftime report. Here's Kevin.
Sean, thank you so much. Here with Booger McFarland, Ford halftime report. Sloppy game, and we see all the penalties on both sides. But really, the story here for LSU in the first 2 games and a half is the offense. 53 points in these 10 quarters. Garrett Nussmeier, Heisman favorite entering the day. Boog, what's going on with this offense?
Well, the offense is sputtering, and when Nussmeier doesn't complete balls, Cal, then the offense can't move. They got to be able to get the receivers the football and the consistency and move the offense down the field. Completions equal first downs equal possession equal plays, and he's not doing it right now. And on the other side, when you look at DJ Lagway, how about about him in the second quarter? Throwing the football down the field. He dropped that touchdown in the bucket. When they can get this young man comfortable, he's one of the better quarterbacks in America. 2 picks. Yep. Because the Blake Baker and the LSU defense fooled him. But other than that, he's playing pretty well.
He also had an 87-yard touchdown that was called back because of the penalties,
right? For the Gators. Again, the penalties are killing the Florida Gators.
You saw the graphic. Nussmeier 8-1 when completing 65% of his passes. Right now, it is at what number?
58.
Okay, we will follow that. Meanwhile, for Florida next, they've got Miami and Carson Beck. Carson Beck facing the team, USF, that beat Florida last week. Joshua Moore, the touchdown. Right now, this is all Canes, Boog.
No doubt. It's a little bit to a lot, and Carson Beck is playing well, giving these guys an opportunity to make plays.
42-12, all Miami right now. A good day to be from the Peach State. Georgia survives in the game of the day. And the upset of the day, it's Georgia Tech celebrating against Clemson. Highlights coming your way after this.
Hey, sorry I'm late. I was getting the cake.
This Adam is on WhatsApp.
Everyone here?
Yep. Everyone on the WhatsApp group got the event invite and the location change.
Great.
This Adam is not.
Is everybody here? No one showed up.
Well, I texted the group. We moved it to your place.
But with all the RSVP texts, no one noticed the location change. This party was a huge. Wow, this one was just a tiny.
Surprise! Surprise!
Sorry, Larry.
There's no one hiding.
Oh.
Hey, my treat today.
I don't think they'll take that here.
Of course they take Discover. You're stuck in the past. Unlike me.
You look rad.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places nationwide.
Totally.
Ugh. We got a sandwich, Phil? I'm gonna call a lunch audible to this new Jimmy John's toasted pizza sandwich. Encroachment! Flag on the plate!
Do you even know what you're saying?
Oh, I'm certain I don't.
If you're ready for a wild ride, then I'm your girl.
How wild?
Mel has never been exposed to women like us. I don't know how he can handle it all.
We all are rooting for each other.
To love, happiness, and fun.
Welcome to the Ford Halftime Report.
Back here in studio, Booger McFarland, Kevin Nagandi, and the game of the day, the game of the so far season did not disappoint. Knoxville, Tennessee down 27-21. Joey Aguilar to Chris Brazzo had 3 touchdowns.
No doubt, one-on-one situations, give your guy an opportunity to make a play. He mussed him, touchdown balls.
Tennessee up 28-27, and then the defense. Gunnar Stockton stripped, and Bryson Easton recovers. Tennessee's defense stepping up.
The defense was aggressive all day, putting pressure on Gunnar Stockton.
This was the throw. Gunnar Stockton on 4th and 6. What a catch, London Humphreys.
The throw, but how about the Stones to do it on 4th down with game on the line?
And then Zachariah Branch, the 2-point conversion. We're tied at 38 in overtime after Tennessee missed a kick. And they got a field goal to make it 41-38. Georgia responds. Josh McCray going in.
First play was a run for 20 yards. The Georgia Bulldogs imposed their will against Tennessee, Kev. The physicality took over down the stretch.
Largest comeback on the road in 12 years. Down 21-7. They win. Kirby, talk.
Yeah, I'm really proud of this team. Tennessee deserved to win this game. We didn't play our best game. I got a lot of respect for the way they played, but these kids I got, man, they never quit. They never quit. A lot of naysayers out there about Gunnar. I thought he played his tail off today. Didn't play real well defensively. Give Tennessee a lot of credit.
Closer look at Gunnar Stockton. First road start here. Mike Bobo's offense opened up in game 3, Boog.
Well, we came into this game talking about his average yards per attempt down the field was less than 6 yards today. They threw the football down the field. Take the training wheels off these quarterbacks. They're grown men. Let them throw the ball. Mike Bobo, the OC, did that today, and Gunnar Stockton rewarded him.
Beautiful pass again on that 4th down to London Humphreys, and it was One of those moments that Georgia's offense needed. Speaking of big moments, coming into the day, Brent Key and Georgia Tech, 11 wins as an underdog since 2022, tied for the best in the FBS. And what happened? Taking on Clemson as an underdog, Haynes King, the keeper, and then they go for two. It's the Philly special.
A good call going for two. Up 19-14, you go for two to make it 21-14, but Clemson will come right back, Kev.
Adam Randall tying it up for number 12, Clemson, and then King going up the middle here. This was a great decision in your mind. Tick.
Really good job because Brett Key, the head coach, ran Haynes King with no timeouts to set the kicker up in the middle of the field, and then the kicker delivered, and we're going to party in the ATL tonight.
55 yards out, longest game-winning kick in program history from Aiden Burr. My goodness, they're celebrating in the ATL. Brent Key, your thoughts?
Next week's going to be bigger because of what we did today. Next week is bigger because of what you did today. You deserve these moments here at Georgia Tech. You deserve
it. We've got two losses that have come down to the last play. It's just that simple. And the first game, defense kept getting the stop in the fourth quarter, and we just didn't make, the play that was there.
Well, for the second time under Dabo Swinney, Clemson losing two of its first three games. Other instance back in 2014. Boog, when you look at the schedule, it gets tough, especially in November.
No doubt. You got South Carolina, who's ranked. You got Florida State, who's a top 10 team, Kev. BC, Syracuse. These are competent opponents, but a Clemson team that was building toward this year being their championship season, all of a sudden doesn't look good.
All that playoff talk now on hold right now. Notre Dame. We saw them in week one. They had the bye coming off the loss to Miami, and C.J. Carr to Jeremiah Love against Texas A&M.
Love the play call. Wheel route versus man-to-man coverage. Pick play, easy touchdown for Love.
A&M on the road, Le'Veon Moss, the keeper right there, little wildcat, and A&M responding. They're up 28-24, closing minute of the first half in South Bend. Garrett Nussmeier, are you okay with this so far, 13-10?
No, not really.
You're not comfortable. No one is in Death Valley. Tigers up by 3 at the break.
This halftime report is brought to you by Ford. Ready, set, Ford.
At AT&T, we guarantee our network so you can watch the game together, even when you're away.
Here we go, man. We got it.
Yes! Go! Yes!
My wife is having a baby.
Staying connected matters. That's why in the rare event of a network outage, you'll automatically get a bill credit for a full day service. That's all part of the AT&T guarantee.
Drop whatever you're doing right now. The Wendy's $8 JBC meal deal is here. That's 2 junior bacon cheeseburgers, medium fries, and a medium drink. So you better be on your way. Bacon waits for no one. The #1 deal for the #1 bacon cheeseburger, gotta be Wendy's.
Great news from Jeremy in sales. He's loving the AI sales agent.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's following up the leads 23% faster.
Jeremy. Great. So I can tell the board that the company's more productive.
Oh, no. I wish. But you can tell them Jeremy in sales is following up from these 23% faster. Oh, Jeremy.
Oh, Jeremy.
Any business can use AI. IBM helps you use AI to change how you do business. Let's create smarter business. IBM.
As increasingly dangerous storms shatter communities across the U.S., reliable forecasting is more important than ever. At LSU, our researchers created a highly advanced flood and storm surge tool using AI and supercomputers to analyze millions of data points so emergency managers and responders can predict vulnerable areas faster and more accurately to protect you, your loved ones, and your way of life.
Your football career is over.
He dropped the ball!
But I'm not done with football. If I can't play as Russ, I'll play as someone else. My name's Chad.
He's extremely ugly.
(911) What is your emergency?
Hey, we're in downtown LA, and it looks like something's falling out of the sky, like right on the city.
Help is on the way.
Welcome back to the Ford Halftime Report.
Boog and Kevin back with you. We've got a doubleheader Monday Night Football. Boog starting with the Bucs and Texans.
No doubt the Buccaneers, the reigning NFC South champions, 4 in a row. What will they do in Houston?
And then the Chargers, Raiders, both 1-0. Pete Carroll versus Jim Harbaugh, 10 p.m. Eastern, Monday night. As we continue, the multiverse has a variety of different games. Listen to this. This is Steve Sarkisian at the Half SEC Network. I told Arch before the season, you've never really been a quarterback until they boo you. He got booed in the first half. Now he can start playing. Look, this is why he got booed. They're playing UTEP. You can't do this.
And to be honest, Kev, he should have gotten booed. If you're Arch, you're trying to do too much. It's 4th and 3. Throw the ball into the end zone. Why are you going back and forth like this here? And then the inaccuracy. I get it. He's trying to make a play, but he's just doing too much right now.
UTEP 115th in the FBS when it comes to passing defense. These are supposed to be tune-up games, and they win 27-10. Arch 114 yards in the air. Hey, we're going to keep an eye on this one game in the SEC on the SEC Network. South Carolina, number 11 in the country, down 14-7. The big story: Lenora Sellers out with a concussion.
No doubt. That means all the momentum is on Vanderbilt's side. You hope he's okay. South Carolina's got to win it without their number 1 quarterback.
Diego Pavia, the guy to watch with Vandy. Meanwhile, best offense in the country, USC. How about their defense?
Oh, get it, big fella. Let's go. Pick the knees up. Come on, don't get caught. Let's go. Kev, the best athletes in America have thin ankles and big stomachs.
His name is Jamal Jarrett, and he's eating USC up big on the road. Primetime performers next.
This halftime report is brought to you by Ford. Ready, set, Ford.
Itch, scratch, must not itch.
Stop the itch sanity with Cortisone 10 for bug bites, poison ivy, and other itches. It works fast and lasts for hours. Cortisone 10. And for no mess relief, try new cooling spray.
My wife told me my hair was thinning, and I wanted to avoid that at all costs.
Let's go, baby.
I stopped hanging out with the guys because I didn't want to hear the wisecracks. So I did some research and found Nutrafol, which was cool because I had no idea there was a supplement for hair.
I liked that it was drug-free and then it was clinically tested.
My hair was getting stronger and thicker.
Nutrafol has just given me more confidence, which allows me to carry myself a little taller.
It felt real good to ditch the hat.
Hair growth starts from the inside at Nutrafol.com/men.
All the fluffy, flavorful goodness, all the best value for all your folks, every day, all starting at $7.99, only at Cracker Barrel.
Do you enjoy college sports? The athletes, the excitement, the competition? Protect it. Don't lose the excitement of national competition. Don't jeopardize women's sports and Olympic sports. Make sure your favorite athletes continue to enjoy the many important benefits provided to them, and ensure that we preserve and standardize name, image, and likeness rights. Tell Congress to pass the SCORE Act at passthescoreact.com.
I'm Morgan. I have 3 kids. I have an IQ of 160.
Is this what the inside of your head looks like?
Oh, buddy, not even close. I work with the cops.
You're a cop?
No, but they do sign my paychecks. We solve crimes together. This is where he attacked her. They trust me.
Continue to do me proud, just like you always do.
And I trust me.
You're waiting on me to leave so you can poke around without a warrant, aren't you?
Yeah. Well.
We've been waiting for the season premiere of the #1 new comedy, Shifting Gears.
Tell me you're using protection. You are not ready to be a parent.
Whatever. With big surprises.
Who? Are you hiding?
Big guests.
Oh, you met someone. Lucky for you, she has low standards.
And a big home improvement reunion. Hey, buddy.
Oh, boy.
Shifting Gears, season premiere Wednesday, October 1st on ABC and stream on Hulu.
That guy's a tool.
Boog and Kevin back with you. Time now for our primetime performers, and we're going to begin with the kicker. The big man on campus in Atlanta, that is Aiden Bird, drilling a 55-yard field goal as time expired to give Georgia Tech the upset victory over number 12 Clemson. Not only was it a career long for him, it tied a school record. And my man was as ice cold as this studio. He was fantastic.
No doubt, and they're going to party in the ATL tonight. Big win, Kev. I'm going with Ryan Williams. 5 catches, 165 yards, and 2 touchdowns. We've been waiting on the quarterback, Ty Simpson, to be consistent because when he's consistent, Ryan Williams can catch the football, and he can give him the dead leg, put it in, and take it out and go for a touchdown. That is pure athleticism. He's one of the best receivers in America, and it's great to see him show it.
Alabama now has a bye, getting ready for a road trip. Where? To Georgia to face that guy, Gunnar Stockton. He was fantastic in his first road start in the SEC. How about that 4th and 6 throw? Beautiful to London Humphreys, and it was the difference here for Georgia.
No doubt. If Gunnar Stockton is going to play that way, we know they can run the football the way they finished that game off. The defense is going to already be there. If he can play that way, yeah, they can win the SEC and get back into the playoffs.
Responsible for 3 touchdowns, and again, Georgia, like Alabama, they have the bye, and then they face off 2 weeks, ABC prime time on the 27th.
$7 for coffee? Nah. How about Sonic's salted caramel toffee iced coffee with cold foam for only $2.99? It's the fancy without the pricey.
You want to live free?
Wait, there's a peanut inside me? Nice. M&M's. It's more fun together.
There isn't one thing that makes the SEC special. There are a million different things. The students, the legends, the fans, the passions, the traditions. And when it all comes together, it just means more.
From Hollywood, it's Dancing with the Stars. Dancing with the Stars, live Tuesday on ABC and Disney+.
You're watching the SEC on ABC, and welcome back, everybody, to Saturday Night Football presented by Capital One. Start of the second half here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The homestanding LSU Tigers leading Florida 13-10. LSU, the third-ranked team in the country, trying to go to 3-0. Florida comes in 1-1 for the 4th straight year under Billy Napier. Vernell Brown, the third, back for the kickoff from Aaron Burrell. There's usually a touchback machine. And he is again. Sean McDonough, Greg McElroy. Well, the quarterback's heated up a little bit, but the running game's been absent.
Yeah, and Jaden Baugh for Florida here on this opening drive. They got to get him going. Just 6 carries, just over 3 yards per carry there in the first half. He's the one that kind of they need to feed, whether it's by way of perimeter run game or just getting him involved in the passing game. He's contributed quite a bit there. 3 catches for 50 yards. They got to get 13 more touches on the ground in the second half.
He was involved in the biggest play of the first half. They led 3-0 to Florida. It looked like he scored an 87-yard touchdown on a broken coverage by the LSU defense. It was called back for a holding penalty. The officials were very actively involved in the first half. 11 total penalties, 7 on LSU. Lagway after the play fake has Hayden Hansen. And he fights his way for 9 yards. Here's Molly.
Well, Sean, after that interception at the end of the half, Florida head coach Billy Napier told his quarterback DJ Lagway, slow down and take a deep breath. Take what the defense gives you, and they could give you this game. Napier stressed his confidence in Lagway, said the second half is when he's an assassin. If we offset their pressure and give him a chance, he can win us this game. Guys.
He's now 17 for 25 for 164, a touchdown and the 2 interceptions. After the fake to Baugh, he runs, took a hard hit, but got the first down to the 37-yard line. Harold Perkins there with West Weeks, who joined us late. Whit Weeks, their outstanding linebacker, All-American, ejected after playing just 3 plays on defense for a targeting. The Tiger defense done a good job without their leader. The fake to Baugh. Lagway throws, and it's caught for a first down. To the LSU 45 goes J. Michael Sturdivant for a 17-yard gain.
And a great job by Lagway seeing the underneath defender. Watch the trajectory that he puts on this ball, just up and over the top. That's called layering, folks. Thing of beauty from sophomore.
Incomplete pass in the direction of Vernell Brown III. Perkins again in coverage.
So much of what we saw last week from DJ Lagway was just jitters in the pocket. Didn't set his feet, didn't play very fast, threw some fadeaway jumpers that were incomplete. He's been much more decisive tonight. Did make 2 critical mistakes on the interceptions, but the feet in the pocket have been much, much better.
Screen, Baugh. LSU knew that one was coming. He got chopped down again by Harold Perkins Jr. No gain. 3rd down and 10.
Harold Perkins, the guy to watch here on 3rd down. They love to bring pressure. They want to identify an opportunity for him to penetrate, use that athleticism. We'll keep an eye on big number 7 here for the LSU defense and see where he can try to apply some pressure to Lagway. Right here on the end of the line of scrimmage.
They bring pressure up the middle. Lagway in trouble. Goes down. Devon Keys. Tamarcus Cooley got there first, and then Keys finished him off for a loss of 9.
So you watch, they set the protection this way with the offensive lineman going to the left. This time Perkins is the one that is the decoy, and they overloaded on the other side. That's a great job of using the guy that took over the game at times early in the game. He's a decoy now, offset. There's the changeup, great play.
Tommy Doman, the punter. Fair catch made by Xavion Thomas at 17-yard line. 37-yard kick.
And this LSU defense under coordinator Blake Baker starting to look like the LSU defense of old.
This baby hits 88 miles per hour. You're gonna see some serious...
They wanna know if he still got it. They say rap's king. They wanna know how I feel and even when I was close to defeat, I rose to my feet. Taking my time to perfect the beat, and I still got love on the streets.
Outback Steakhouse has a 3-course meal called the
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Oi, oi, oi. With soup or salad, your choice of select entrees, and cheesecake for dessert.
Oi, 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 oi.
It's three oys. 3 courses starting at $14.99 at Outback for a limited time.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing the experience of this trainer.
Good to go.
But getting that trainer.
Megan Trainer. I'm all about that brace, no trouble. Give me your arm.
No, it's not for that.
Who are you?
Patrick. I play football.
This is Patrick, everyone. Give it up for Patrick. He does sports.
So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm.
Why is no one clapping?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm the Modelo Recruiter, and I reward full-time fans. Check out this recruit. The ultimate tailgater doesn't just show up, she shows out. This full-time fan deserves a Modelo.
We put it through the worst, so you get its best. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality.
There are many ways to say I love you. My favorite, here's your Kohl's Cash.
20 years is a lot of love. All month, enter for a chance to win Kohl's Cash and shop the Customer Appreciation Event now at Kohl's and Kohl's.com.
Hey, can I? Thanks. Well, listen, son, now that you're getting older, you might be curious about certain things.
Please don't do this.
You're eligible to be a member of Navy Federal Credit Union because I served in the Army. Our whole family can join and get exclusive savings and discounts.
Cool.
Very cool.
All veterans and their families can join. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
The city needs us at our best, even when things are at their worst.
113, all hands on.
The ring of
Tonight's playbook is brought to us by Modelo. Big play very early in the game. Third play on defense for the LSU Tigers. Whit Weeks, their leader. All-American linebacker ejected for targeting. Florida led 3-0. Looked like it was 10-0 when they threw an 87-yard touchdown pass that got called back for a holding penalty. And then DJ Lagway, his second interception, turned into 3 points. After A.J. Halsey picked it off. His first as an LSU Tiger, the 8th of his career with time at Houston and New Mexico. So 13-10 LSU, their first time on offense here in the second half. And Caden Durham had a 1-yard gain. Jamari Lyons made the tackle.
Nussmeier played a little bit better as the game went along. Still, the offense just lacks its consistent rhythm. Haven't seen a ton of shots downfield. Did have the great throw over the middle for the touchdown to Anderson, but at some point, probably going to try a few shots deep early in the second half.
Nussmeier off his back foot, broken up. Trying to get it to Xavion Thomas. It was Bryce Thornton who made the play, the junior from College Park, Georgia.
One thing that Joe Sloan told us about Nussmeier is when he's at his very best, he's moving up in the pocket, but when the pressure with Tyreek Sapp coming around the right side is right in his face and he's retreating, just doesn't have enough arm to make that long throw.
And there's Joe Sloan, offensive coordinator here at LSU. Nussmeier, it almost intercepted. It was deflected down by Miles Graham, to the frustration of Joe Sloan, who watches another 3-and-out for his offense.
That was a great play by Miles Graham. It looked like there was going to be a completion right behind him. He's working inside, stops immediately. His eyes are back there the whole way. Stops immediately, somehow gets that right hand back to disrupt the pass. That's just a terrific play by the linebacker.
Intended for Chris Hilton Jr. has really been a non-factor this year, fifth-year senior. Just one catch for the Tigers. Fifth punt for Chadwick. They did well in the portal with him. VB3 has some running room along the near side. What a dynamic freshman he is. Then he's tackled way out of bounds. Across the white area into the gold painted area along the LSU sideline. 57-yard punt, a 20-yard return.
He is dynamic. I mean, third-generation legacy Gators. He didn't really have much of a choice where he was going. He is so quick and explosive, and what a great young freshman talent they have in Gainesville.
Taken down by a sliding Tiger who might not have intended to knock him down. But great starting field position for Florida. Their best of the night. Their own 45. DJ Lagway, they're showing blitz. He checks, and now Wes Weeks retreated from his linebacker spot. Jaden Baugh ahead for 3. I think Blake Baker is one of those guys. We talked to a lot of coordinators, and sometimes you can just tell when you talk to a guy, this guy's going to be a head coach soon. Excellent defensive coordinator, 43-year-old Houston native.
He's got a lot of energy, man, and just has a really cool and aggressive scheme that you gotta think as a defensive player is so fun to play in.
Lagway, nice fakes and a beautiful decision to keep it. That might have been the design. He got hit hard at the end of the run, but he'll take it. Tamarcus Cooley hit him, but it's a 10-yard run and a Gators first down.
Nice job too by Slaughter. Watch Slaughter come out and move just to his right to buy a little time, and Lagway sees it immediately, gets north and south. Now right here, slide. No need to take on that big collision for Cooley.
They've been deliberate on their 2 possessions in the second half, making sure they get lined up right in the right play. Lagway has latitude at the line of scrimmage to make some checks. That one's batted down by Perkins. All over the field again tonight.
Man, that is so big time. I mean, you watch how he is just engaged, getting ready to rush, stops his rush as soon as he sees the ball coming out, puts that long arm out and gets a piece of it. Man, he is really playing good football here, coming back from a disappointing 24 that ended with an injury.
Announced his return with a big play at the end of that win at Clemson when he ran down Cade Klubnik in a key situation at the end of the game. Sealed the win. Lagway on 2nd and 10. There's a flag down back where you'd expect a hold, thrown by the referee Jeff Heeser. He and his mates are going to need a massage on their shoulders when this is over.
Offense number 71. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Roderick Kearney, a backup offensive lineman, who's in there right now. Had a hold of Ahmad Bro.
Just such a big mistake right here. He's on the left side of the screen. You see how he's grabbing the jersey, but it's right here, that right hand holding on to Bro as Lagway breaks the pocket. Just time and time again, Florida makes a play and then a penalty gets him way off schedule.
3rd offensive holding call against Florida. Of course, the big one, the one that brought back the 87-yard touchdown. 2nd and 20, 9 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. And the Tigers drop Trey Wilson for a short gain. Give him 3. West Weeks was there. He's the older brother of Whit and Zach. The 3 of them separated by 5.5 years. Zach actually reclassified to get out of high school a year earlier, so he could be in this program along with Whit and West, with the hope they'd all play together.
That ball with a Linebacker on the outside. Maybe take a shot up top to your running back.
Lagway intercepted again. Coming down the sideline. Deshaun Spears. Touchdown Tigers. Interception thrown by Lagway, the second for Spears. This one taken back 58 yards. And it's a two-score game for the first time tonight. Ramos, the extra point. What a night for Deshaun Spears. Sophomore from Denham Springs, Louisiana. And this defense must be confusing Lagway because he's thrown the ball into traffic many times tonight.
Whenever heartburn strikes, get fast relief with Tums, so you can enjoy the food you love.
Say you get a surf shack on Airbnb. Now you can also get a surf lesson with a pro surfer. Or if you get a place in Mexico City, you can also get a taco tasting with a food critic. You can even get a home in the heart of Seoul and a dance class, K-pop style.
Yeah, yeah. All of my girls looking good and they got their own money.
Homes, experiences, and services. Now you can Airbnb more than an Airbnb.
Influencers aren't new.
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years.
In 1941, Jeep wrote the book on four-wheel drive.
Years later, the Jeep brand is still influencing. Some create trends. We create our own trail. Some send a smiling emoji. We smile for real.
Don't call it a comeback.
Jeep, there's only one.
Right now, during the Jeep Drive into Fall event, purchase and get 0% financing for 60 months on the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee L. Hurry, this great offer ends September 30th.
When things heat up, you don't just want a cold one. You want the coldest one. The cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged one. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
That unrelenting itch. When moderate to severe eczema is uncontrolled despite treatment, get itch relief fast and skin clearance that lasts with Nemluvio blocks the signaling from IL-31, a switch that triggers key symptoms of eczema. Do not take if allergic to Nemluvio. Serious reactions may occur, some severe. Tell your doctor about any medicines you take if you experience hives or plan to receive a live vaccine. The most common side effects are headache, joint pain, hives, and muscle aches. Ask about Nemluvio today.
Lowe's knows tackling projects now means you can football Sunday.
Ready? It's Saturday. Dave's ready.
We flying, Dave.
Call!
Let's go.
Plenty of runtime, and it's even got turbo mode.
That's what they called me in college.
I bet they did.
Carne asada is back at Chipotle. It's our most tender steak, expertly grilled throughout the day, expertly seasoned with garlic, cumin, and coriander, expertly crafted just for you. Nobody does carne asada like Chipotle. Nobody.
102,158 inside Tiger Stadium. Celebrating a score by the LSU defense.
And this is just a thing of beauty. There's Spears, and I see what Lagway sees. He thinks he's got all kinds of space over here on the left-hand side, but the vision of Spears is phenomenal. He closes it down immediately, right underneath it, baits Lagway into the bad decision and takes it to the house. Phenomenal disguise and execution from LSU.
Sophomore, his first 2 career interceptions tonight. He played in all 13 last year. 3 of them starts, but mostly a backup. touchback off the foot of Burrell. He certainly looks the part. 6'3", 208. Knew how to pick him off when he was at Denham Springs High School. He had 10 interceptions as a junior in high school. Deshaun Spears. That's a lot.
Might want to find him. Between him and Halsey, man, this secondary that was picked on so many times last year, over the last couple years, they feel like they've grown tremendously in that area. That's where they've noticed the most improvement on their roster, and man, they're up to the task tonight.
And DJ Lagway has thrown 3 interceptions. LSU's turned them into 10 points. You're -3 in the turnover margin, and here comes another penalty.
Before the snap, ball start, offense, everybody but the center. 5-yard penalty, first down.
This Florida offense and Billy Napier, he's got to calm down this side. It's an emotional environment. It's chaotic. It's loud. It's impossible to communicate. He's got to get a quick completion here to stop the bleeding. And I would think Blake Baker, sensing blood in the water, is going to ramp up the pressure.
Four-man rush, well blocked. But it's also well covered. Lagway throws on the run, caught short gain. VB3 the catch. West Weeks down on the sideline.
Timeout for a defensive injury.
Brother Witt already watching for most of the night after a targeting ejection.
Media timeout.
This game has gotten out of control. All the money, the unpredictability. It's time we instate a commissioner.
Introducing the commissioner of coverage, the Aflac Duck.
Commish, when health insurance falls short, who pays you cash to help with your medical bills?
Aflac. The commissioner has spoken.
I love that duck.
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover with
Aflac, an official sponsor of ESPN College Game Day.
Y'all could ask about it at work.
Wake up! We got pain to relieve by morning. Ice, hot, lavender! New Icy Hot, nighttime recovery. You're so back.
Thursday Night Football on Prime. It's on. We gonna let them know.
This week, an AFC East rivalry ignites as the Miami Dolphins battle the Buffalo Bills in a heated division showdown.
There he goes again. Can you believe this? Breaking tackles through the middle. James Cook.
Stream Thursday Night Football. Dolphins, Bills at 7 p.m. Eastern, only on Prime.
On a troubling Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Our first away game and we're lost?
Pull over. I'll get directions.
And more Dr. Pepper.
What is this place?
Those kids, why aren't they watching college football?
And nobody's tailgating?
Don't they know it's Saturday?
Hey, you know how to get to the football stadium?
Football stadium? We don't kick off until Sunday here.
Jerry Jones?
We're in Pro-Town.
We gotta get out of here.
Let's go.
Wait!
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
Welcome back to Papa John's. For a very limited time, we've got free pizza. Yo, tell them what it is.
Buy any large pizza at regular menu price, get one large one-topping pizza for free.
No, like free. Yeah, we did do that.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Michelin innovates on the road and far beyond by manufacturing prosthetic leg belts that allow for greater flexibility of movement. Michelin, motion for life.
Touchdown! Will they settle for overtime or try to beat their rival now with a two-point attempt?
Go for it.
They gotta go for dos. Go for dos.
Go for dos! Go for dos! Last season, he was questioned for settling.
Coach, why didn't you go for two?
We're going for two!
Grab the Dos Equis. They're going for Dos.
They got it! The risk pays off. Dos Equis. Always go for Dos.
Nature Valley protein bars are here to help fuel your game.
with a deliciously chewy classic and a new creamy twist.
There's protein in here?
Introducing Crispy Creamy Protein from Nature Valley. Try it today.
A Monday Night Football doubleheader. Bucks Texans at 7 and Chargers Raiders at 10.
The aerial view brought to you by Goodyear. For every legendary moment, still, always, forever. Still, frequently, the warm night in Baton Rouge. There's the injury here to West Weeks at the end of the play as he tried to run down DJ Lagway when grabbing for the back of his right knee. His brother Whit went all the way across the field while the medical staff tended to him. So neither of their two starting linebackers, the Weeks brothers, in the game, as Jacoby Jackson goes across the 30 for Florida.
With some inexperienced linebackers now, with Whit Weeks and Wes Weeks being out, you got Keys and Singleton, who are both just on their second year of college football. If I'm Billy Napier, I'm thinking misdirection. See if those guys can commit some eye violations here on third down.
West Weeks, by the way, picking up for the absence of his brother. He had a game-high 12 tackles, also his career high, which he established last week when he had 10 against Louisiana Tech. Lagway on third down. They'll be close. Where are they going to spot it? Looks like they'll give him the 35 and a first down for Vernell Brown III. They have a good one in him. Started the opening game against LIU, just the third true freshman wide receiver ever to do that for Florida. Antonio Callaway in 2015 and Percy Harvin way back in 2006.
And this receiver group looks pretty good across the board. And with the arrival of Dallas Wilson, the heralded true freshman a few weeks from now coming back from injury, they could really round into shape.
Wilson's a five-star recruit, one of the top wide receiver recruits in the country. Lagway is going to go down. Jacoby and Guillory with the second sack for the Tigers. Guillory's been around a long time, been in this program since 2020, the COVID year.
And just great coverage sack. It's just a four-man rush. There's good coverage downfield. Didn't look like there was an opportunity to hit one of the slot receivers, but Lagway doesn't see him. Just well defended and a good job by Guillory pushing the pocket and making the play.
It would seem now that Lagway's a little hesitant after the 3 interceptions. Second and 18. Some twisting up front from the Tigers and a good throw and catch. Aiden Mizell, a sophomore from Orlando, with the reception for 27 yards.
That was a big time throw. I mean, that's the DJ Lagway. That's what he's capable of. Just right over the top. It's well defended. There's 3 or 4 Tigers right around him. Mizell drops it right in the bucket for a big, big conversion.
His third catch of the game. He had 2 coming into tonight in the first 2 games. Jacoby Jackson yanked down from behind by Dominic McKinley, defensive tackle.
A little surprised that we haven't seen Florida try to attack the perimeter a little bit more with these running backs. Some really good 1-2 punch with Ball and Jackson. They haven't really gotten them outside the tackles enough, and I feel like there's some space because they're having a hard time moving it right down the middle.
They have dominated the time of possession. The turnovers and penalties have killed. Here comes another flag as Jackson gets taken out of bounds on the near side by P.J. Woodland.
Holding. Offense. Number 77. 10-yard penalty. Or down.
Second on Harris.
Correction. Second down.
7th Florida penalty for them, offensive holdings.
And this is Harris right here, and he's just engaged. And as Jackson tries to break it to the outside, just never lets go. That's 5 or 6 times it feels like. As soon as Lagway or the running backs have broken contain, the Florida Gator offensive linemen don't let go. I mean, they cannot stop They got to stop holding and getting behind the sticks.
Well, they say you can call holding on every play, and they pretty well have. Ball stayed in. Good job on the blitz pickup. Lagway slipped as he went to cut. He goes down at the 48. It'll be 3rd down and 12. Gabriel Relaford was there, sophomore from Shreveport, who very nearly earned the starting job. They brought in some highly touted transfers who they thought it was a given that they would start, but Relaford was so good in camp he almost earned the edge rushing spot.
What will Blake Baker do? He has a lot of success bringing pressure early. He's got Harold Perkins kind of stacked in the middle. I would anticipate Harold Perkins right there bringing some heat.
It is a blitz. It is a dump off. And the tight end Hansen is chopped down after a 2-yard pickup. Devon Keys, Deshaun Spears. It's been Spears' night. Keys been very solid with the bulk of the action at linebacker with the Weeks brothers out now. There's the 4th Tommy Doman punt. Starting punter in Michigan the last 2 years. Timeout.
First charge timeout. LSU.
And Brian Kelly's letting one of his assistants have it. Apparently he didn't like the personnel they had on the field. He's still a feisty Boston Irishman at age 63. ESPN supports the College Football Playoff Foundation's Extra Yard for Teachers week each year. Celebrate great teachers across the country who have inspired so many of us. Nominate a great teacher in your community. Visit cfpfoundation.org. Brian Kelly, 315 wins. He's now in his 35th year as a head coach. Those 315 wins at all levels of college football. Almost 100 more than anybody else coaching FBS football right now. Kirk Ferentz is next at 217. End over end punt. Fair catch made by Xavion Thomas. Here's Kevin Nagandi.
A&M Jadarian Price. He'll get his 2nd touchdown of the night. 17 yards left side. That Notre Dame backfield so talented right now. They're up 31-28 in the 3rd quarter against Texas A&M. Back to you.
2nd year in a row, good one between those two schools. Two former Brian Kelly assistants in that one, Mike Elko and Marcus Freeman. He's at 16 now in his coaching tree, become head coaches either in college or the NFL. And here's Anderson, lots of running room. Aaron Anderson out to the 40-yard line. Swung down by Miles Graham, 31 yards. The rare big play for this LSU offense, and it brings a roar from the huge crowd.
And they find a beautiful matchup against the linebacker. You have one of the fastest slot receivers in the country working against a guy that is really more of a run stopper. He's going to win that battle every time. Just a great jerk route, plenty of space, and a great start to the drive.
4 catches for Anderson. 31 yards, the longest play from scrimmage for either team tonight. The toss to Jawan Johnson, sophomore from Lafayette, Louisiana. Brendan Bett took him down. First time we've called his name tonight. He was on the sideline for the beginning of the game. He's the young man who spit in the face of a South Florida offensive lineman at the end of the game last week that resulted in a key 15-yard penalty and an ejection that helped USF on their game-winning field goal drive, which they kicked with no time left. Bett very remorseful. And Nussmeier chased by Bett, and Garrett throws it away. Billy Napier said Bett's like the last guy you would have expected to do something like that. It was particularly shocking given the spitting episode in the NFL game 2 nights before.
For a defensive injury.
Banks down on the field. But they did hold him out at the beginning of the game tonight. He apologized to everybody. If you read the statement Bet put out, apologized to his teammates, the fans, the coaches, the other team, everybody.
Yeah, he made a mistake. He even went out of his way to contact the player that was on the receiving end. And I think that says a lot about that young man's character. And he made a mistake. Everybody does. It happens. How do you respond to it? By all accounts, Billy Napier is proud of the response from Bet.
Yeah. I mean, spitting's just the worst. But they had 2 penalties on that drive. They also had a pass interference penalty on defense that helped USF to that field goal. What do you think are reasonable expectations now for Florida? A long way to go in this one, more than the full 4th quarter to go. But a very daunting schedule coming up for Billy Napier.
A brutally difficult schedule. But I think the way that they play, their style of play, with how physical they are, with how talented they are at quarterback when he's playing at his best, they're going to be in every single game. It will not ever get away from them unless they make catastrophic mistakes like they have tonight. So I think the big thing for them is they cannot have these self-inflicted mistakes. They got to clean up the turnovers and the penalties, and they can be much more competitive.
Well, loss of Banks going forward would be big. Hopefully that's just a temporary setback. Those back-to-back upset wins that turned their season around last year against Nussmeier and LSU and Ole Miss. Banks had 4.5 tackles for loss, 3.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. Bauer Sharp, the tight end, chopped down by Cormani McLean. Just a 1-yard gain. Number 1 strength of schedule in terms of difficulty, the Florida Gators. At Miami next week, Texas at home after an off week, and then at Texas A&M. They're all in the top 16 in the country this week.
One game you thought on the schedule, like, all right, we got to win when we got Mississippi State coming to town. Well, now Mississippi State, with what they did last week to Arizona State, there are no gimmies. I mean, it's a daunting schedule.
Grant Chadwick, the punt. And great work by the special teams. They're going to spot it at the 2. Chris Hilton down there to down the punt by Chadwick. 49 yards, perfectly placed.
Just a thing of beauty on the coffin corner, end over end. Hilton, one of the fastest guys on the roster, there perfectly to corral it. Can't execute that much better to make.
I think he was going out of bounds there anyway, but we'll give him credit. And a view of it from the progressive pylon camera. Yes. Beautifully placed at the 2 by Chadwick. So Florida backed up by the goal line. Lagway got it off. Tony Livingston, the tight end. Good tackle by Devon Keys from behind on what will be the last play of the 3rd quarter.
This is
LSU defense for the 3rd game in a row, doing a fantastic job. Our presentation of college football on ABC returns after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
I have created mankind's most advanced AI soldier.
You think you're in control of this? You're not.
I came here from the digital world, and they are coming to destroy yours.
Hang on!
Tron Ares, rated PG-13. Get tickets now.
Yes, I'm on Roe. They say GLP-1s for weight loss is a shortcut. It's not. It's science. After kids, it's the medicine my body needed. GLP-1s helped me lose 31 pounds. One app to hit my goals. This is healthcare. This is Row. I'm Serena Williams, and I'm a real Row member.
Even when U.S. soccer star Mallory Swanson isn't on the field, she always makes the perfect play. With a Bank of America customized cash rewards Visa card, she'll earn 6% cash back in the category of her choice, like online shopping, for the first year from account opening.
When you realize that you've chosen too many Italian ingredients to put on a sandwich, name it something like loaded. So people think you did it on purpose. Arby's, we have the meats.
Shifting Gears, the #1 new comedy is back.
He has arisen.
With big guests. And a big home improvement reunion.
Hey, buddy.
That guy's a tool.
Shifting Gears premieres Wednesday, October 1st on ABC.
Welcome back. Guys, I still think it's going to be a great year.
I like the way you do that right there, right there.
Coach Kelly, what can you tell us about the injury and availability of your linebacker, West Weeks?
Yeah, he's in the tent right now. They'll tell me once he comes out of the tent whether he can go or not. Obviously, it's significant enough that he has not been back out of the tent.
If you're without both Weeks brothers, what does your defense need to do?
We just have been the last 10, 12 plays. We're playing two young guys in there, and, we're doing the best we can.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Molly tells us it's a calf strain. They don't think it's a big deal going forward, but he was being consoled on the sideline by several, obviously fighting off tears, it seems. LSU leads 20-10 as we go to the fourth quarter, despite the fact they have just 8 first downs. Here's Jaden Baugh. Almost took it a long way. Got tripped up at the end of the run to take him down at the 14 by Harold Perkins Jr. The first downs are now 18-8 in favor of Florida. The Gators have more than a 12-minute edge in time of possession. They have an 81-yard edge, 80 now in total yards. The -3 in the turnover column for the Gators. Baugh behind DJ Lagway, takes the pitch out of the pistol. They got shouldered out of bounds along the near sideline. A.J. Halsey made the stop. Coaches were talking about Halsey as an excellent safety. There's the third Weeks brother, Zach, the true freshman. Highly recruited player. Hopefully he'll be able to stay in the game.
You got to take advantage of that youth at linebacker for Florida.
Weekses are from Watkinsville, Georgia. There's a nice spin move by Baugh to avoid the tackle. They went to Oconee County High School, not far from Athens. Their dad, David Weeks, played at the University of Georgia. But all three of them are here at LSU. And the Tigers happy to have them. West Weeks started his college career at Virginia and transferred here. 3rd down and 4. All 3 interceptions have come on 3rd down. 4-man rush into traffic again. Double coverage. They're just jumping on it. Mansour DeLon made the play. Coaches think he's going to be a very high NFL draft pick, one of the best corners in the country.
And a great job closing by DeLon, too. The ball looked like it was well placed, well timed, and DeLon, just his length too much, breaks it up.
Transfer from Virginia Tech. First year here. Made an immediate impact at Clemson. They're going for it on 4th down and 4. Timeout, LSU. With 13:09 to go. Blake Baker's defense doing it again. The offense remains a concern here in the capital of the great state of Louisiana. You're watching SEC All Day, presented by HG Hotels and Resorts.
How do we choose?
I know. Gemini, my skin's dry but sticky from the heat. What here could help?
Tough combo. I see some serums which hydrate without being too heavy.
What did the Korean locals use?
Essence is like a light serum that's popular here.
Which one?
Now this is legit.
Drop whatever you're doing right now. The Wendy's $8 JBC meal deal is here. That's 2 junior bacon cheeseburgers, medium fries, and a medium drink. So you better be on your way. Bacon waits for no one. The #1 deal for the #1 bacon cheeseburger, gotta be Wendy's.
Ally helps millions spend smarter and save more for the things that matter most to them. That's why we're the bank that's your ally.
Team, it's been a grind, but I think I've aged you well. Some might say perfect. Who's ready to show 'em who's the cheesiest?
I woke up feeling the cheesiest, coach! Cheez-It, official sponsor of the college football playoff.
Rated M for mature.
Whoa, nobody inside. I already told your buddies, a lot of violations here. Way too many occupants in a single dwelling, 8 exotic animals. That's 8 too many. And I found a pickup truck in the kitchen.
That's on me. But I just got here.
Back it up, Brooke.
Take it up with the city, fellas!
I'm Morgan. I have 3 kids, and I work with the LAPD. I have an IQ of 160. This is where he attacked her.
She was abducted. You knew that already, didn't you?
Yeah, but I thought it'd be nice to let you have this one.
Tonight's quarterback comparison brought to you by Dr. Pepper.
Lagway just with the 3 interceptions. Brutal. Seen some ghosts, but Nussmeier's been pretty efficient after what was a pretty slow start.
Started out 1 for 6. Doman. A bomb. Xavion Thomas retreats and makes the fair catch inside the 20-yard line. A 51-yard punt. Billy Napier didn't want to go for it on 4th and 4 in his own territory. Defense has played pretty well. And they've only given up 20 points to LSU tonight. And 10 of those are off the 3 Lagway interceptions. We talked at the start of the telecast, Greg, the expectations higher for both of these quarterbacks than what they played through the first 2 games. And I don't think either coach is going to be thrilled that a heck of a lot of progress was made in that regard tonight.
There's been areas that have been a little better, but there's still so much to clean up from the quarterback spot for both teams.
Jawan Johnson is the running back. Nussmeier on target. Bauer Sharp, the tight end, with one man to beat. And he's run down and shoved out by Jordan Castell at the 16-yard line. The biggest pass play of the season for LSU. 65 yards.
And just a great job recognizing all this space, working sharp against the linebacker. Little play action, you know you have nothing but room.
They go quickly to the line, threw it to Xavion Thomas, who was stopped at the line of scrimmage.
That was just a great throw and execution. And finally, Florida's a team that tries to keep everything in front of them. They get a little too wide with the safeties there, and Bauer Sharp makes them pay.
And the celebration from Nussmeier, finally a big play down the field. Sharp, 1 year at Oklahoma last year after 3 at Southeastern Louisiana. Southeastern Louisiana will be here next week for the third of the 3 straight home games. The ball is out, and it's out again. And it's recovered by Aaron Anderson. Great opportunity for the Florida defense for the first takeaway of the night. They couldn't corral it on the bounce.
Man, just a huge moment right there, and a little unlucky for Florida because Bryce Thornton, Gums rips it out, but watch as they're all going to corral it. Thornton's right there. He can go and pick it up, but it's a nice play by Thomas to kind of hit him as he's picking it up, forcing another fumble that LSU's fortunate to recover.
17-yard loss for the Tigers. Caden Durham back in at running back now for LSU. Trying to expand a 10-point lead with 11 minutes to go. Nussmeier flagged down. And he throws an interception. Dijon Johnson picked it off. Well, what a terrible decision by Nussmeier. Throwing it back across toward the middle of the field. There is a flag down.
Offense number 75. That penalty's declined. He's also played the interception. First down, Florida.
And Brian Kelly and his staff continue to talk to Nussmeier about shaky decision making. That was a terrible idea, and it's the first LSU turnover of the night.
You just can't do that. I mean, you're a fifth-year senior, moving all the way to your right, late across the middle. Brian Kelly's got to let him have it. They got the hold up front, obviously, but this is just careless. I mean, what's he doing? You can't make that throw under any circumstance. And they've talked so much off-season-wise.
Wow.
To Garrett Nussmeier to win the down, not the game. Be a mature decision maker. That right there, farthest thing from mature.
First career interception for Dijon Johnson, the junior from Tampa. First takeaway of the night for the Gators. Jacoby Jackson spins ahead to the 43, a pickup of 6. So there's life for Florida. That's Florida's first interception in a game here at LSU since 2009 by Joe Hayden. And these two teams play every year. They've played every year since 1971. Two tight ends on 2nd and 4. Lagway flushed by Patrick Payton, the Florida State transfer. And then wrestled down with a first down just shy of midfield. Ahmad Bro made the stop. P.J. Woodland there as well. 6 yards. With under 10 minutes to go and down by 2 scores, I would ask you, Greg, does Florida need to pick up the tempo here a little bit on offense?
Not yet, but I think at some point, like to see a little more urgency. Still seeing a lot of motions, a lot of shifts. At some point, got to abandon those and start getting to just your base 2-minute offense to get some rhythm.
Using almost all the play clock here. It's under 5. Jackson did well to get across the line of scrimmage and just across midfield.
Screen game was very helpful for Florida early in the game to try to counteract the aggressive blitzing from Blake Baker's defense. think Blake Baker probably feels pretty good about his pass rushes at this point. They've applied some pressure. I don't know how much more blitzing we're going to get. So they need to find something in the drop back passing game.
Short set, broken up. Tried to hit a quick slant to J. Michael Sturdivant. P.J. Woodland was there, the sophomore from Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
They've tried to throw this isolation slant a bunch. You'd love to do a double move, but there's a safety over the top. They have to find an alternative route because clearly these LSU corners are breaking in on those in-breaking routes.
Likely 4-down territory. If they can't convert on 3rd down and 9, a little flip out wide. And the play ends short of the 1st down. Sturdivant got blasted by A.J. Halsey. And the coaches talk about he's built like a linebacker. And some NFL scouts are asking their coaches, could he be a linebacker at the next level? 6 feet, 222. Here's 4th down. One it feels like they have to have with under 8.5 to go, down by 10.
Gone to the in-breaking routes multiple times. I think this time, try to get to the out-breaking routes. Work the bunch to the top of the field.
Jaden Baugh not involved much lately. Lagway waving at Baugh, sends it to him on the sideline for a 1st down. Some improvisation, and it works to the 36-yard line for Billy Napier.
Good spot there, too, by the official. It was right there on the sideline. Some of the LSU players were actually pointing that he came in out of bounds, but it looked like he did tap those toes. Good play.
Are the replay officials going to look at that last one?
Previous play is under further review to review what the receiver did catch the ball, put inbounds or not.
Let's see. Seems to land in bounds and has possession of the ball.
Any questions?
How did you become the Capital One Bank guy?
Do you mind? I've always been passionate about no fees or minimums on checking accounts.
How do I get your job?
Hard work, dedication.
I'm the Capital One Bank guy.
It's like Mr. Jeter said, hard work and dedication.
What's been the highlight of your career?
And that have to be
bank guy.
Helping people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Aren't you in the Hall of Fame?
And didn't you live in space?
What's in your wallet?
Ever since we told Jason Kelsey about NFL Sunday Ticket month to month, he hasn't stopped cheering. NFL Sunday Ticket month to month. Now join and cancel anytime.
Barbara's check engine light is on, but a friendly AutoZoner runs a free Fix Finder scan and refers her to a local shop.
In the zone, AutoZone.
I stand alone with fire inside. This heart's a drum. I won't subside. Against the odds, I'll rise again with passion burning in my veins.
Overheating at night? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems, like hot sleep, that can keep you up. And our sleep experts have the unrivaled training, know-how, and tools to match you with a perfect cooling mattress. Like the Tempur-Breeze. It's designed to help you feel up to 10 degrees cooler. And right now, upgrade to a Tempur-Pedic with 0% interest for 72 months. So for the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy.
Man, this takes me back to the 2000s.
All your Y2K favorites are back for only $3 or less. Only at Taco Bell.
ABC's Saturday Night Football is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Well, after the replay review, the call on the field was upheld. It's a catch by Jaden Baugh and a first down for Florida.
Great play there by Baugh, knowing where he's at on the field and somehow finding a way to get those feet down in bounds.
He has 6 catches tonight. He had 4 for his career through a season plus entering tonight. They said they were going to use him more in the passing game. They certainly have. First down, 7:20 to go. Lagway incomplete over the head of Sturdivant.
Now LSU's kind of been squatting on everything. That time they try to go with the double move, and DeLon is ready for it. I mean, he is outstanding out there. It's almost like lockdown mode. Don't even look in his direction because it's going to be hard to find completions.
They are in field goal range, and any kind of score would be huge here. It's a 2-score game at the moment. They need something on this drive. Do the Gators. Baugh the catch. His 7th. This one only good for 2 yards. Halsey there again for LSU.
You can almost bank on it this time. You're getting pressure from Blake Baker's defense. Right there in field goal range. A sack knocks you out. Billy Napier needs to dial up some type of blitz beater because you got to anticipate full max pressure from LSU's defense.
Lagway deep down the middle and intercepted for the 4th time into triple coverage. And Tamarcus Cooley picked it off. All 4 interceptions thrown by Lagway tonight have been on 3rd down. That one's a killer. They absolutely had to have points on that drive.
Just airmails it over the top where Cooley's awaiting. Lagway has not had his best stuff tonight. Now 4 picks and some really bad decisions.
We got a sandwich, Phil? I'm gonna call a lunch audible to this new Jimmy John's toasted pizza sandwich. Encroachment! Flag on the plate!
Do you even know what you're saying?
Oh, I'm certain I don't.
All right, ladies. Next stop, laundry room. Big no to dryer 3. Good call. This bathroom, 1 blow dryer at a time. Good call. I know. Let's go. Oh, so if you get lost...
Wait, is that the new Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 7? You're full of good calls.
Well, the best call was getting it at AT&T. I got their best deal without paying for the most expensive plan. You'll learn.
Get the new Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 7 with Galaxy AI on us. Most expensive plan not required.
I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance.
Please welcome Charles Woodson.
Unfortunately, I didn't check to see if anyone was watching before I stole cotton candy from a child. Checking Allstate first was really smart. Not checking the Jumbotron, not smart. Well, at least I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds. Was it worth it? Yeah.
Cancer isn't me. It's something I treat. And the less time I spend treating my cancer, the better. This is me.
Discover an injectable immunotherapy, Opdivo Qvantig, for certain previously treated adults whose kidney cancer has spread. Unlike an infusion that takes 30 minutes, Opdivo Qvantig lets you receive treatment quickly in as little as 3 minutes. Opdivo Qvantig is an immunotherapy that works with your immune system to help fight cancer. Opdivo Qvantig can cause your immune system to harm healthy parts of your body during and after treatment. These problems can be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you have a cough, chest pain, shortness of breath, irregular heartbeat, diarrhea, constipation, severe stomach pain, pain, severe nausea or vomiting, dizziness, fainting, eye problems, extreme tiredness, changes in appetite, thirst, or urine, rash, itching, confusion, memory problems, muscle pain or weakness, joint pain or fever. Report severe or persistent muscle or joint pain. Tell your doctor if you have myasthenia gravis or Guillain-Barré syndrome. Immune system problems include Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, or lupus. These are not all the possible side effects. Tell your doctor about all medical conditions, including immune or nervous system problems, if you've had or plan to have an organ or stem cell transplant or receive chest radiation. Opdivo Qvantig can harm your unborn baby.
A chance to live longer. A treatment that's faster.
Ask your doctor about Opdivo Qvantig. See OpdivoQvantig.com for more information.
From Hollywood, it's Dancing with the Stars. Tuesday.
We're watching the SEC on ABC from Tiger Stadium, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. 20-10 LSU with the lead and the ball back after the fourth interception by their defense. This one by Tamarcus Cooley, his first as a Tiger.
And Lagway just has to know when to hold him and know when to fold him. This time, the safety's 18, 17 yards deep, and he gets depth. You need 5 or 6 yards to make this field goal better. It's not the time to go for the jugular. It's not the time to take a shot, especially with the safeties playing so deep over the top. Lagway makes a pivotal mistake. Could have made it a one-possession game by just making that field goal a little easier. Instead, he throws his fourth pick of the game.
Caden Durham down a yard short of the first down. Tamarcus Cooley's on his third school in 3 years. Was at Maryland in 2023, at NC State last year. He had 3 interceptions for Wolfpack and went out with a bang. His last game was in the Military Bowl against East Carolina. He had 2 interceptions in that game, including on back-to-back plays in the fourth quarter. Back-to-back possessions by ECU.
And along with so many other new additions in the back end, they are totally different in the secondary.
Caden Durham, the ball carrier. Miles Graham, the stop. 5 minutes to go. And a timeout called by Florida.
First timeout. Florida. 30 seconds. Please reset the game clock to 5 minutes, 3 seconds. 5-0-3.
Well, remarkable. DJ Lagway and the Gators are as close as they are that he's thrown 4 interceptions. Credit to their defense.
For Florida now, number 24 is now 47.
And LSU has 5 3-and-outs tonight. The number 3 in the country. Keep talking about championship level defense. This is not a championship level offense. If they continue to play like this on offense, Greg, I can't see them winning the SEC and certainly not the national championship.
No, at some point they're going to have to score, and they got to get the passing game going. It's been okay. Nussmeier's got 220 tonight. They've had some missed opportunities. They got to run the ball better as well.
Grant Chadwick might be getting a little leg weary. Short kick, takes a great bounce. Tremendous bounce all the way down near the 15-yard line. Time now for our all-state good hands plays.
Well, it starts with Deshaun Spears, who does a great job with his eyes, recognizing where the receiver's going to go. Poorly thrown ball on the inside. He makes the first interception. Then Lagway trying to do way too much at the end of half. Does not see Halsey, who squats on it. Makes a great break on the ball for his second pick. He gets baited by Spears a little later in the game. Thinks he has room left on the slant. He doesn't. Spears closes that window and takes it to the crib. And then right here, just way too aggressive against soft coverage when all you needed was 5 or 6 yards to give yourself a chance at a field goal. He's just got to play smarter football and be better with his eyes.
The first Florida quarterback to throw 4 picks in a game since Rex Grossman back in 2002 against Ole Miss. And dancing around and retreating. Flag down. He's down near the marker. Chased down by Dominic McKinley. And now Lagway limping a bit as he gets up.
Second 11. Holding. offense, number 58. That penalty is declined. Results of the play, second down.
Austin Barber, their excellent left tackle, fifth-year senior from Jacksonville. This is the first time LSU has had 4 interceptions in a game since October 16, 2021. That was against Florida, then ranked number 20. Emory Jones and Anthony Richardson threw 2 each in that game. On second down, Lagway. First down, Renell Brown III.
Now you got to see the tempo. 2 possession game still, 4 minutes. Need to operate with 2-minute level execution.
They have 2 timeouts left. Under 4 minutes to go. Lagway just did get it off and just did get it over the head of A.J. Halsey. It got to Hayden Hansen for a 16-yard completion. He's a good player. Redshirt junior from Weatherford, Texas. Big targeted tight end. Making his 25th consecutive start tonight for Florida. They're at the 46, 3:25 to go. Good hands catch again by Hansen.
It's really impressive to watch LSU in their 2-minute defense bringing pressures. That's now 2 consecutive plays in which Blake Baker's been able to trigger a linebacker and applied a little heat to DJ Lagway, forcing out of his hands quickly.
6 catch for Hansen. 4-man rush. Hansen on the sideline again. Just shy of the 45-yard line of LSU.
Need to hurry. I mean, all this changing formations, receivers switching sides. They got to play with more urgency, Florida does.
Jaden Bach got the first down. Fought hard to get across the 40. But to your point, they need to be getting over the ball right now.
Need some hyper speed. I mean, you really got to go at this point. I mean, time is of the essence for Billy Napier.
Saw tonight as an opportunity to quickly change the narrative after that loss last week. Lagway running for his life. Oh my goodness, it's pick number 5. That one was thrown up for grabs as much as it possibly could be, and DJ Pickett grabbed it and picked it.
Just a very teachable moment for DJ Lagway. It almost looked, with how flippant he was in the backfield, as if he was trying to throw it away. I mean, watch him buy a little time, moves to his left, back to his right, and then just kind of just heaves it and doesn't have enough on it to get the ball out of bounds in the direction of his receiver. It didn't really look at any point like he was trying to complete that, just did not put enough juice on the ball for the throwaway, and another big mistake for the sophomore.
Was he your quarterback going forward?
Yes, I think he's still your guy. He's shown you a lot of good things in the last 2 years, and the team clearly believes in him, but they got to get back to the drawing board. And if you talk to Billy Napier, they said, hey, what concepts do you like? Well, some of the ones called tonight didn't look like he was very comfortable.
2-minute timeout. LSU on its way to victory over Florida tonight in Baton Rouge.
Gatorade has the #1 proven electrolyte blend, designed to hydrate better than water, made to rehydrate, replenish, and refuel, so you can lose more sweat and run the game. Gatorade, is it in you?
Hey, Adam. Hey, sorry I'm late. I was getting the cake.
This Adam is on WhatsApp.
Everyone here?
Yep. Everyone on the WhatsApp group got the event invite and the location change.
Great.
This Adam is not.
Is everybody here?
No one showed up.
Well, I texted the group. We moved it to your place.
But with all the RSVP texts, no one noticed the location change. This party was a huge. While this one was just a tiny.
Surprise! Surprise!
Sorry, Larry.
There's no one hiding.
Oh.
Hey, my treat today. I don't think they'll take that here. Of course they take Discover. You're stuck in the past. Unlike me.
You look rad.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places nationwide.
Totally.
I'm the Modelo Recruiter, and I reward full-time fans. Check out this recruit. The early season hopeful doesn't hope that this is her team's year. Knows so. This full-time fan deserves a Modelo.
This is the farmer's dog turkey. Apparently, this is also turkey. But only one actually looks like turkey, since only one is gently cooked without the ultra-processing. And only one is human grade, because good ingredients matter. But the best recipes call for so much more. Get 50% off your first box, available only at thefarmersdog.com.
This is a You Pick 2 meal. 1/2 Green Goddess Chicken Cobb, 1/2 Chicken Bacon Rancher. This pair is straight up too-licious. Whatever you're feeling, pick your You Pick 2. It just meals good at Panera.
Behind every DIY
is more help than you think.
Try this for a clean line.
Nice.
Sometimes help is delivered. And some things have just got to go.
Don't worry, these will go quick. I wonder if I can link two ropes together.
Perfect. Because do it yourself
doesn't have to mean
all by yourself.
What are you working on?
When Verizon gives you a free phone on any plan, you use AI a lot.
Gemini, is my houseplant leaning away because it hates me?
Nothing personal. It's leaning away for more sunlight.
Well, come here, girl.
Like, a lot. Get a Google Pixel 10 Pro on us.
Gold Bond believes touch says everything. It says, I got you. And I'm never letting go. Ever. Gold Bond. Get in touch with irresistibly touchable skin.
2 minutes to go. LSU leads 20-10 on the strength of 5 interceptions of DJ Lagway tonight. It's the second most interceptions ever thrown by a Florida quarterback in a game. John Reeves had 9 against Auburn in 1969. Shane Matthews tied with Lagway for second most. He threw 5 against Mississippi State in 1992. I believe he might be here tonight. I think he's on their radio broadcast. Caden Durham.
You're going to go ask him about the 5-pick night in Starkville?
Yeah. John Reeves is a good player. 9 hitters. I mean, do they have any other quarterbacks on the roster?
Hey, let's hand it off on this one.
At a certain point, hey, it's not your night, John. First time LSU's had 5 interceptions in a game since December 19, 2020. Against Ole Miss, Matt Corral threw all 5 in that game for the Rebels. Timeout, 1:52 to go. Tonight's college football rankings brought to you by Allstate, and there will be some movement in the rankings, not necessarily at the top, although Notre Dame's in a battle right now with Texas A&M in South Bend. But some surprises elsewhere, including Vanderbilt is about to beat South Carolina.
They were up 31-7 with 5 minutes to go. Vandy. Diego Pavia, your guy. You love Diego Pavia.
Yeah.
He don't care.
Your school last year. Well, in Alabama, nice win today against Wisconsin. Maybe we're going to calm down a little bit. What a great game, Georgia and Tennessee, that preceded us. Comeback win in overtime. Look out. Caden Durham. There's a flag down, a couple in the secondary. Cormani McClain ran him down inside the 5.
There was a Florida player trying to run off the field.
Yeah, they might have too many men on the field just to add injury to insult.
Illegal substitution. Defense, that penalty's applied. Results in the play is a first down. will start on my signal.
You just see they're trying to run off as quickly as humanly possible, but unless you have a time machine, I'm not sure you can make it 40 yards in the blink of an eye.
So it's a 51-yard run for Durham. Now I would think they would just take it 8. Because if you score, then you are going to give the ball back. Nussmeier went down. LSU players thought he shouldn't have been shoved down. There is no flag. Meanwhile, the clock's running. And obviously, the Billy Napier saga will continue in Gainesville. The Heat ratcheted up this week. This loss will take him to under 500 overall in his 4th year at Florida. At 20-21, he'll go to 10-15 against the SEC. And 7 of his wins have been against either FCS schools, 4 of them, or non-power conference teams. And it doesn't help when it's turnovers and it's penalties and it's substitution infractions. Those are the things that make people say it's not a well-coached team.
Yeah, and the penalties are really frustrating, especially wiping out what would have been a 10-point lead. And the turnovers, sometimes you have a bad night. And DJ Lagway's had a lot of good moments in the Florida uniform. Hopefully for him, this is the bottom, but he's got to make better decisions. He's got to be more accurate with the football.
And that loss last week was surprising, but it looks worse now after USF got handled tonight by Miami. So the offense is still a work in progress for both schools. And LSU defeats Florida for the 6th time in the last 7 years. The streak interrupted last year by that upset win for the Gators at home. Here's Molly.
Coach, your defense with 5 interceptions tonight. What kind of confidence and edge did you see from that group?
Well, I'm just so proud of them. We lost our 2 starters, the Weeks brothers in the middle. We brought the 3rd one in off the bench. I'm not sure he knew exactly what he was doing, but he plays so hard. Really proud of our group, and they just showed some grit in the second half. We needed to make one play on offense, and we did it at the end there, running the football. So, you know, there's a lot to like here tonight. Obviously, our defense performance, and we know there's still a lot of growth left on the offense. But, you know, it's an SEC battle. Florida came in, something to prove, obviously, after the week before. And our guys, obviously, got knocked around a little bit. But in the second half, obviously, we were able to take care of business.
You've told us this is a championship caliber defense. How do you get your offense up to that standard?
Well, maybe sometimes you don't, right? Maybe sometimes you play your game the way you needed to. We punted 3 or 4 times when I'm used to going for those. We were playing field position. We were playing the game to win the game. And all that other stuff is just fluff. At the end of the day, how do you win football games? And tonight, we needed to win football games, playing field position, kicking the ball, doing what we needed to do, and that's why we won the game.
Congrats on the win, Coach.
Thank you.
Sean.
He knows how to win games, but you could feel the anger rising a little bit at him because I think he knows the offense isn't good enough right now. Might have been good enough tonight to win the game, but going forward in this conference, it needs to be better. LSU wins with 10 first downs and just 316 yards of offense. And Florida had more than 15 minutes edge in time of possession. But the final score is LSU 20 and Florida 10. For Greg McElroy, Molly McGrath, and our great crew, Sean McDonough saying good night from Baton Rouge.
Thank you for watching this presentation of the Southeastern Conference on ABC.
If you're ready for a wild ride, then I'm your girl.
We all are rooting for each other.
To love, happiness, and fun.